flag high. So I think it'd be really cool to see them win something big, but whether they can do today, I don't know.
Yeah, I'd love to see them progress. I'd love to see them do well. Everyone knows I said it yesterday. There's a little bit of caster bias there. That being said, I also do love the Asian representative, you know, HSG. They've been phenomenal. They've gate-kept this tournament for FlyQuest twice already. Now we have to see, can they do it again?
Well, we're going to find out right now. We're heading into the game. It is live over in Dallas. We've got HSG versus FlyQuest Red. We're going to start on Anubis with FlyQuest on the T side, already rushing the middle. HSG trying to hold on here. It's GFI, I think, smartly falling back. You don't want to be sticking in that fight. Leo, she was very good last time we saw them. And again, she's falling back from the fight as well. And this is really reasonable. If you go down here, you're not helping your teammate. You're just going to be in a 4 versus 5. And you're not going to be holding back 3 or 4 Glocks coming at you. So I like the disengagement so far from the CT side. Now, though, they have to retake the bomb side.
It's a little bit of Ringarosi, so it's quite nice that they've got a little bit of a two-pronged attack to come in here. All the space has been taken in towards the CT spawn, but instantly we got 2 kills coming through here for Olga. They're already on the defuse. FlyQuest nowhere to be seen. They're jumping down to try and stop it from happening. Finally, they'll get the defuse off. BB on, last one left alive, 1 versus 1. They've done just enough, but they have to hang on a moment longer. No kit on board. BB knows she's won this round, and she can just play the time.
Yeah, there was no kit, so Olga had the right idea. She had to just run in there and sit on the bomb almost instantly. And you know what? It almost kind of worked. So it's a very tricky retake. We don't have the defuse kit, obviously. I think they played it about as well as they could have. But good stuff, honestly, from HSG as well. Just, you know, finding that defuser in the last fading seconds. And obviously, once they got that kill, they probably more or less won the round. So well done. And a pretty straightforward kind of attack. I think... Again, it's worth highlighting there for HSG. Like, falling back from some of those fights early on is probably the right move. And we'll see if FlyQuest are going to be able to continue the fight here. Now they got the bomb planted and everything.
Yeah, HSG obviously in a slightly more tough situation. So they're holding down the fort over towards this B site. Big old gamble stack here. Bit of an exploration in towards mid just to see, all right, anybody pushing through here. But FlyQuest playing this super calm. They're like, all right, they might do a crazy pistol rush. Let's just hold it. Give it a moment. Find some of that information early on. Maybe get a couple of picks off. But now Emmy's realized, okay, there's presence towards B. A is probably free and clear.
You just don't want to run into a stack here. All they really have on the CT side at the moment is the one flashbang there on Hazel. So it's probably not that much happening. Good work cleaning it up, and I think with those couple of kills, maybe look for a couple of exits. Yeah, they're grouping up, just hoping to do a little bit of damage. Jumping back 10 around the corner. Gonna be a pretty good cleanup here. Goose Breeder will take 2 of them, so in total, I think 3 SMG kills add to the money. They lose a couple of players, it's not a big deal.
Yeah, that round goes more or less to be expected. I like that they play it patiently. I mean, we have to remember the tournament lives are on the line here. I was saying it a bit earlier, so in Season 2 and in Season 4, in our lower bracket, it was HSG that sent FlyQuest home. So this is a little bit of kind of a grudge match, at least for FlyQuest. HSG are like, we've done this twice, we can do this, man. FlyQuest are like, hell no, we want that revenge.
And they're already a team that's struggling with, you know, potentially with some of the mental stress of being on a stage and performing in really big matches. So maybe it'll add to it, or maybe this is going to be the day when they finally, you know, get past that point in their team and really can show what they can do on a stage here. Because we know they've got the discipline, we know they have the structure in the team to be able to perform really well. They just need to get past that next stage, and they're being tested now, like you said, against an opponent that's already managed to beat them up a couple of times here. Quick trade early on, Olga for Vanessa. So it's a 4 versus 4, and we still have plenty of time on the clock. The bomb is down in the river there, just kind of waiting. BBR holding it, and she's just waiting to see if there's going to be any kind of an engagement. It doesn't look like the CTs are doing very much at the moment. Oh, I say that, but might have been wrong here. That's some great patience with BBR.
Good position from her as well. Slightly lower down, might not be looking exactly in that direction. And Cowday will follow it up with one of her own. The bomb's still chilling. Just where it's always been. They're trying to draw those rotations across from HSG, and this could be the perfect moment to actually pivot if they wanted to. They don't necessarily need to, but they have literally the entire map to work with.
Yeah, good rotation, but it still leaves them in a 2 versus 4, so even if all the CTs are at the B bomb site, you still have to think it's unlikely they can win this one with what they've got. Another kill for BBR. It's a good lineup, but all it will do is a little bit more damage. Yeah, they're getting a little bit fired up early on. I can can afford them that right now. I think that's what they need to do. The desk already talked about it, play to win instead of not trying to lose. That's early wins. I would even say getting rewarded. Like, you see it coming, you know that the CTs are going to be aggressive. So you wait around, you get the reward for waiting, like here, and that feels great.
And it's so nice because you have that information starve, and so HSG are almost forced to have to push out. They have to get the information. They don't know what's going on, and FlyQuest play that perfectly into their hands. Nice opener here from Goose. She is a Mac 10 demon. She's going to continue doing that here, it seems. But now they're making all of this noise, but okay, bomb is making its way over. I thought maybe they would kind of fake this out a bit and send the bomb over towards A, but after getting that initial kill, it looks like they want to push this. They don't realize, though, there's 3 players here. It wasn't just like a 1 or 2 stack.
Yeah, they should still be able to defeat this one. Not committing too much, using the grenades. The flashbang really couldn't have been better time there, so these are some of the small details that just make some of these rounds so much easier. The Molotov in, making sure that if there is a stack, then we're not just talking about people waiting with a deagle at a corner. Those people have to move out of the flames, and that's exactly when you're pushing into the flashbangers get well. I mean, just small little details here that make some of these rounds a hell of a lot easier. So, looks like we're about to be, or we will be, at a 4-0 lead here for FlyQuest Red. So, gotta say, one of the best starts we've seen from them yet.
Yeah, I mean, they clearly kind of went back to the drawing board last night, and they were like, guys, we can't let this happen again. Not a 3rd time. So it's a great start for them. Goose and BB casually sitting on 7 kills each. They've been exceptional. We're only like 4 rounds in, and they've taken this whole map so far in their hands, and they're really pushing as hard as they can with it. Now we need to possibly see some changes from HSG. They seem to be struggling a little bit here, and I think part of that is that FlyQuest are playing pretty dynamic. We've had some fast rounds, we've had some slower rounds, and HSG are kind of struggling to get a rhythm.
Yeah, the only thing maybe is to put in the context is that this could be a very T-sided map at times, so maybe it's always worth keeping in mind if you get up to about 4 rounds on the CT side, you might still be okay. I did like Emmy's playing with the camera. She was the star player last time we saw FlyQuest Red play. She's really a capable player, so I think it's great news for them right now. They don't even need Emmy at the current moment to step up. They're doing all right with Bibiana and Gooseberry, like you said, kind of showing what they've got at the moment here. So 5th round is coming up. We do have M4s across the board. It's a good headshot to begin with, but they are pushing their way through. They want to fight. Bibiana with a headshot taking down Olga. And GFI really wanted to get into the mix. She's very low on ammo right now. Needs to reload at some point. She'll get a kill on Emmy before she does that, so it's pretty impressive, actually. 3 versus 4. No bomb plant happening yet here. They need to continue the fight at the bomb site.
This is such a good early hold from HSG. Great map control. FlyQuest maybe get a little bit too confident, especially with these B hits. And they don't, I don't know, just don't execute as cleanly as they have before. But HSG also anticipate a lot of that utility, which I think is a great adaptation from them. They know how FlyQuest are likely going to be entering in onto the site, so they try and avoid as much of that as humanly possible.
Yeah, good stack at the beginning, and I think anytime you get one of those entries there, it does make the whole process a lot more slow for the T side. So, yeah, everything about it working out very well. Gooseberry to still be doing very well if she could get 2 more kills in this round. That would be ideal. So you got to give it to HSG as well. They're staying really far back. They're forcing her to commit into that huge crossfire. And that's important because it's a huge difference between having 3 or only 2 people alive at the end of the round in terms of the economy for the CT side. So that's well played on HSG's part, and they're on the board finally.
Yeah, better late than never. And round 5, I like to think of round 5 as a bit of a momentum shifter, depending on how the economy's gone and so on. It's a great place to kind of dig your heels in and start pulling things back in your favor, and that's exactly what they've done. But now, this is where things start to get dangerous because Kaude has picked up the AWP, and yes, it is a T-side AWP, but it's Kaude, and she has been exceptional over the last day. She's had some amazing moments, but now not able to trade out her teammate, and that puts FlyQuest in a really tough spot very early on.
It's that push into dark that FlyQuest Red actually saw coming earlier. Like in some of the earlier rounds, they were ready for it. And maybe that's something that they're going to have to build into this protocol, that if they want to go middle, they have to find a way. Like, they have to either smoke it off themselves, or they have to be ready for that kind of a push. Emmy now put under some pressure. She got the creek here, and she definitely saw the top of somebody's head. She's going to be able to take care of that. There is a second player out there, and they're going to realize a little bit too late. It's Olga, brought into the team to be the star. And she certainly played like it so far. Last time around we saw her, she was playing very well. She might have to be the ace up the sleeve here for HSG if they want to make it through and defeat FlyQuest once again. 3 versus 4 in this round. Still winnable. 50 seconds on the clock.
I mean, Olga currently 2-0 in opening duels. She's been fantastic. A great opener for so many of these rounds. And interestingly enough, HSG has had the majority of the opening kills. So, I mean, that speaks to FlyQuest's ability to, you know, recover. But it's going to take more than that to keep it going. Oh, that's such a good bait. Oh, Kaude. She tries so hard to get that kill, and she walks straight into Leo's open arms. Now the last 2 players from FlyQuest have to try and push in towards this A site. There's 3 people here waiting for them. It's a great pincer to just completely lock them down. Vanessa will at least get 1. Follows it up with the 2nd, so she's keeping it expensive. But at this point, you need more than expense. Bomb plant to go down. How much more can she get done?
That's a really nice bomb plant. She's in huge disadvantage inside of the smoke, and they're going to find her eventually. There's Leo to take her down, but that is way better than it should have been, right? That's a 1 versus 4. She managed to get a couple of kills, get the bomb planted as well. Again, it's keeping the economy low on the HSG side, and on top of that, it's giving them a lot more money to work with for FlyQuest. So, overall, I'd say pretty well played for a round that was probably going to be hard to win at the outset. Would have been different, I think, if Kaude would have been able to get the kill, if he hadn't just wounded the enemy, but he actually got the kill there. That could have been interesting, but can't always be sure of that. So, all right, we've got it's starting to get a little bit more even in this game, which is nice. We don't want 2 one-sided games, especially now that we're at the elimination stage. We want to make sure that everyone's fighting to stay in the tournament.
And what I loved, so I didn't get really a chance to talk about this earlier, but what I love about this veto is that there is only 1 map in the veto that we've seen these 2 teams play against each other on previously, which is Mirage.
Okay.
So we have no idea what they're going to do up against each other on Anubis and Inferno should we get there, which I think is pretty exciting.
It is everyone's favorite deciding map, Inferno, so hopefully we'll get there. I'd be excited if we can see it. Still, nobody's picked Vertigo.
Good.
It's out.
Good.
They're hating on it right now.
Yeah.
It changes. I just kind of want to see what it plays like, you know what I mean? Like, now that they've changed it. But I could understand, obviously, in a professional setting, it could be devastating to pick a map that's been changed as much as Vertigo has, and then you just have no idea, and you might get, you know, you end up losing because there's some trick that you don't know about. So, nobody wants to experience that. It's the Hero AK that's come out. It's a classic, really. Goose Breeder going to be in charge of it. She's playing pretty well at the moment.
See how much more she can get done. Things have quieted down for Goose and BB since round 4. HSG have done a really good job of kind of shutting them down pretty damn consistently. So this Hero AK is going to have to pay off some dividends here. Also got some potential for a rush, but it's not coming through yet. Goose just really wants to try and get an opener. There's a lot of noise being made out towards mid. She has spotted out 1, but not too much more information than that. So FlyQuest's going to get a little bit maybe hesitant here. Not realizing, all right, where is the stack going to be? They are heading over towards the B site, and that's a great call because they don't know, but we know. There's only 1 person there. And I love that, again, we've got that lurk to come through. It's Vanessa this time. It's not going to be Goose, but if she can catch a rotation, if she can sell a fake, it could be everything. Goose Breeder opens up the site with a fantastic opening shot here, followed up by the Tech 9 of Emmy. She's going to upgrade to the AK. 5 versus 3, bomb to get planted. This could very easily be a FlyQuest round.
You could even make a really strong case that HSG just shouldn't even get close to this one. They don't have any money in the bank. I mean, again, this is down to Vanessa getting the 2 kills earlier in the round in the 4 versus 1. There just isn't enough money in the bank for HSG to make a real round of it. So, wow, that's so well played. Yeah, that boost up in the B bomb site can be very hard to deal with, but Goose Breeder just, I think, peeking it very, very cleanly. And that's about running some of those drills and sort of like playing the map enough that you have a good memory for that kind of thing. Really well done. It's going to be a 5th round for FlyQuest, and things are kind of heating up a little bit now. Again, the money on that CT side seems to forever be a problem right now. They have to get beyond that somehow. They have to win enough rounds in a row here or save enough rifles to have enough on the CT side to make a real comeback here. Yeah, very nicely done.
I do love the save call there, the 3-person save call, because you know you're getting... You know that you're going to struggle on the CT side in any event. You've lost, you've only managed to pick up 2 rounds, but then you've lost a round in the interim. You're also not being able to keep a lot of your players alive, so you're just kind of hemorrhaging cash.
Yeah.
They could have tried to go for that. They could have tried to at least make it expensive for FlyQuest, and that may actually have made quite a difference. But they opt for the safer choice, and I like that. It means that they come into this round, they've still got quite a lot to work with, but they are on a bit of a knife's edge here. FlyQuest winning out this round will make a huge difference, and so realizing that Xiao Wu goes super, super aggressive, gets that first kill. Vanessa's aware of it. She will get that trade-off, but that's a great opener for HSG.
And it's that same mid-aggression that we talked about just a couple of rounds ago. I feel like that's something that, again, FlyQuest, hopefully they're realizing. This might be something that could be brought up in a timeout. Like maybe the coach is going to be brought in and said, hey, wait a minute, I've noticed something, guys. There's something to really look for here. Gooseberry, they're ready and waiting. And Olga is very lucky to be alive. There's no flashbang thrown. Sometimes you'll do that to try and get out from behind that corner. But it's hard to know where to throw that flashbang, because if you throw it too early, all you're doing is alerting the T's on the other side that you're going to be showing up. And if you show it too late, well, then you're almost dead. Like Olga is very, very lucky there. Still, it's a 4 versus 4, so hard to know. I think this next kill is going to be pivotal. And in the middle, it's Hazel just waiting. You can see her looking at his teammates' monitor there for a second. It's so dangerous when you're on land and you're all you have to do is look left or right and you can see what other people are seeing. That's great. It changes the game a lot. But also you can be caught looking away and then you might be dead. This time wasn't one of them. 3 versus 4 now.
They weren't expecting the AWP to be there. Went in completely dry, much like this push in on towards the side. Emmy will trade it up, but she takes so much damage. It's still 2 versus 2. But a stray bullet would take Emmy right off the board. She's going to go for that plant, and she will get it down. HSG don't instantly rush this. Again, they want to play this safe. They know that they're at the deficit.
What a smoke. That's 20 seconds, so they have to do something. Emmy's very low on health, but she did plant the bomb in the fishtail, so it can be spotted from outside of the A-bomb site. It's a very, very good bomb plant position. It helps out Vanessa a lot. She's in this clutch now. This could be everything. The money is going to be completely disrupted for HSG. If she wins this one, it's absolutely huge for the first half. Molotov to try and push her forward. Oh, and they're hearing the burns. Olga, wide swing to take her down, and there is a kit in play as well, so it should be no problem in this round. That's a nice retake. But overall, FlyQuest, again, they had a moment there where they could have won it.
It got disgustingly close. Emmy getting caught out there. A nice little boost position. You can see over the top of the smoke. And she was already such low HP as well. I mean, it was so simple to just shut that down. And I love how patiently HSG are playing. I really think that the international cooperation, so to speak, you know, bringing on Olga from a different region and then melding those ideas and those play styles has really started to elevate HSG and how they play the game. I think that they played that incredibly smart. They slowed it down. They waited for an opening, and it works out perfectly. And of course, flushing Vanessa out of that position gives them exactly what they need. Another round here on the board. FlyQuest will be able to get a buy out of this. But money is very tight. Kaude is going full... No, not glass cannon. She does still have armor, so we're good. We're good.
She's got a little bit to work with, but you're right. It is starting to scrape the bottom of the chest here because there's just not that much left on the T side. But also, we're getting towards the end of the half anyway, so these next couple of rounds could be really pivotal. The extra bomb plants is going to make a difference now. HSG, they don't have that much money still, so they have to be careful too. They did steal an AK, which is always a good idea. Now, kind of leaning again a little bit towards that B bomb site. Still, there's not a lot of focus on the middle for FlyQuest Red. I'd like to see them try and push Dark a little bit more, try and take control of that if they want to go for these B attacks. That I think would add an extra arm to the attack, like another angle that the CTs have to hold on to. Bit of pressure in the middle, a little bit of fight breaking out there, but I think it was GFI on the other side. She's going to fall back and leave the AWP here. So they are suspecting that it's going to be another B attack, and indeed it will be. They're already trying to make their way through. Good Molotovs, even better headshots coming through. My God, Emmy unleashed onto the bomb site, takes down Olga and Shaiwun. Now it's a 3 versus 4, but this should at a minimum be a bomb plant.
Emmy with a Krieg has been absolutely terrifying. Gooseberry to follow that up. Kaude was actually getting ready to kind of like save Emmy, quote unquote, but nah, didn't need the help. And now, likely another save from HSG. I don't know if you push this, man. You've won a couple of rounds here, but losing this, you're back down onto 0 streak. You're only getting about 900 credits. Like, it's next to nothing.
Yeah. And also, again, they probably just need about 4 rounds on the CT side to at least be competitive. And it's a lot easier to get that if you have the extra M4 and AWP in a later round. So I think that's what you got to be aiming for here. Just think about that one more round, and then almost anything can happen. If you win the pistol, you're doing really well. If you don't win the pistol, at least you have enough of a buffer that you're still competitive. So that's got to be in the back of their minds. But that is sick for Emmy. One of those players that will buy the Krieg and the Org if they're on the CT side, and to great effect.
I love that they save it as well. I think I'll pick that up. I want to give that back to her. She's been absolutely owning with it, so it makes a hell of a lot of sense. And for FlyQuest as well, I mean, they want to get as many rounds on this T side as they possibly can. They know that once they get onto CT, that's when things can start to get a little bit more scary. So they want to make it as close as possible, especially if they themselves can win that pistol round, because then HSG are in a world of trouble.
A bit of a timeout here, allowing the coaches to get in on the action. Wow, this is so well done. We said it a couple of rounds ago, how Emmy was pretty much the star player last go-around, and she had a little bit more of a quiet start. I think now you're starting to see exactly what she's all about. 6-3 the scoreline, and we're moving into round number 10 here. You can see the economic effects are really being felt on HSG. They actually go for a kind of a bit of a force-up around the save rifles. I think it makes sense. It's actually pretty reasonable. 2 MP9s. It does make me wonder if they want to be more aggressive. With these kind of rifles, you can justify trying to push somewhere with them, and that's pretty much what they're doing. Down the middle again, we'll see if FlyQuest Red, if they've learned from the last time, if they're ready for this kind of aggression on the CT side, because this is about the 3rd or 4th round that it's happened.
I also like how they use the AWP to allow Olga to get space. So like as she runs out, if somebody contests her, the AWP is there to cover her back. I also think that, you know, the idea here is to try to farm up a bit of cash if you can. But again, FlyQuest, they've had a pretty decent read in a lot of these rounds. Kaude, finally, we see the shot come through. That's GFI offline. That's rough. GFI has been such a huge, you know, key point here for HSG. No. Oh, Kaude. Missed shot, but a ton of damage. Teammates there to try and back her up. They will finally get the cleanup. And this is 2 kills for FlyQuest, and they haven't even made a move towards the bomb site.
It's a really good read with the Molotov. That's a way to be absolutely sure. And it is suspicious that GFI is pushing through the smoke like that. Normally, you wouldn't see a player do that unless they had some sort of backup. So I think that's also what kind of tips off the T side a bit. They're like, wait a minute. There must have been something up. So good read, good understanding. And they got rid of Olga as well. So now 3 versus 5. 30 seconds. Maybe that's the only problem here, is the time that's left. If somehow Xiaowu over on the other side, that might not even matter. The spray is in. Vanessa with the double kill, and they're going to come back and find an empty bomb site. I was going to say there is a chance that this lone B player could have caused trouble with that little time on the clock, but none of it matters anymore. This is a beautiful round from the T side, and this is going to really power them forward. Now we're going to go into round number 12, the last of the half, with a pretty sizable lead here.
And again, it's just kind of expecting HSG to take that more aggressive stance. You know that they're kind of low on cash. There's a very good chance that they're going to try and push into you. And to be fair, there've been a few rounds where they've done that. They've prodded out, sometimes on the extremities, but very often in towards mid. So if you just wait, allow that to happen. And of course, Kaude hitting that first shot is massive. And then, like you said, flushing out Olga, being able to get the follow-up as well. Before they've even headed towards the site, they have a massive player advantage. And we see HSG try to kind of respond to that. They start heading over, start trying to reinforce the site, but a beautiful spray down from Vanessa makes it damn near impossible to get anything done. Hello, Impact crowd.
Yeah, so awesome. And thank you guys for your support over in Dallas. It's great year by year to see the crowd slowly growing in size and more people showing up. We appreciate it. And we're heading into the 11th round here. A little bit ahead of myself. But look at the money for HSG. It is looking pretty rough at the moment. 1 Max 7, 1 MP9. I would say signs of desperation a little bit here. Hazel ending up spending quite a bit of money. So you need to get something out of this kind of round. Otherwise, you might end up giving away a lot more than you really want to. Looks like Bibian and Vanessa are about to try and tilt over that dark position. A little bit of a push, but Goose Breeder able to help out a teammate. And a 5 versus 3 to start this round with. This is looking very grim at the moment for the CT side. I'm starting to get a bit nervous on their behalf.
Yeah, unfortunately, this is kind of how this round more or less was telegraphed to go through. Now, GFI, gets caught out there. That would have been a great position. It's hard to play around that pillar, especially when you're getting pincered like that. Unfortunately, not going to be able to get any sort of value out of that. Last 2 players here from HSG. They've made their way in towards the site. Hazel's going to be good for 1, but not much more than that. It's a fairly clean round from FlyQuest. The reinvest isn't going to be an issue or a thought, really.
They're going to be fine. Absolutely fine. This is We've been watching FlyQuest Red for a long time. This is how you've wanted to see them play, right? There's no question they've done the preparation. Like, we know they work really hard on their game, but it always feels like when they get to these big stages, there's just something that's missing a little bit. So this is exactly what a lot of, I think, fans have been dreaming of. And we'll see if they're going to be able to just continue with the focus here. Like, now they have found the formula. Don't give up. Don't lose focus now. Keep it all the way through. If they can win this round, so much the better. It's going to be Olga trying to answer back, but she'll burn alive in the background. 4 versus 4 now. Xiao Wu trying to get a little bit closer to try and get the spray through. Stop the plant on the other side. Not going to be possible, but they will get the kill on Bibiano, though. Goose Breeder holding the high ground and taking down GFI. A 3 versus 3 here for the afterplant.
Oh, it was so good. That shot from Goose Breeder is devastating. The follow-up through the smoke as well. She's just so aware of where these players are likely to be. Now Leo has to somehow clutch this out. The spray through the smoke does not connect, and it's Kaude to clean it up for a 9-3 half.
Welcome back, everybody, over in Dallas. I'm excited to see all of you showing up here at CSL Impact Finals. And we're at Season 5, and it's an elimination game for Group A. This is all on the line right now. We've got FlyQuest Red up against HSG Esports, and it's been a banging first half for FlyQuest Red. Finally, it's all working. The system is in play. Everybody's playing well, and they have a giant lead right now. They are almost destined to take this map, but it's not settled yet. We don't know for sure.
Well, this pistol round is going to be a big determining factor. And already we've got the information coming through that it's looking like it's going to be an A hit. I love this push out. We saw HSG do the exact same thing on their CT side, wrap all the way around, but FlyQuest don't allow HSG to take the space. They don't need to be allowed. Leo will take that space. Thank you. 2 players already down. Xiaowu and Hazel to shut it down with GFI for the last. That is an unbelievably clean pistol round.
And that's in spite of the fact that, again, like I mentioned in the first pistol round, they actually do the right thing on the CT side. They fall back and disengage from the battle. That's what you want to be doing, because there's no reason to die, but they got hunted down, which is so wild. What a way to start. Leo with 2 amazing opening kills. And that's the power of the Glock sometimes. Like that run and gun potential can be kind of devastating. So, well done, HSG. That's probably a must-win round. If they wanted a shot at even coming back into this one, they pretty much needed to win that round. So here we are, 9-4, and they're going to have the rifles. FlyQuest will have to, wait a little bit just to make sure that they have enough money on that CT side to make a real effort of it.
Winning this round definitely makes it that little bit more recoverable, especially if they can come through this relatively cleanly, keep that bonus going a little bit longer. They've got the 3 MAC-10s now, so they can afford to be a little bit more aggressive. For now, keep things a bit more chill. What's funny is, of course, they're angling in towards where this gamble stack is. They've had the B site for completely free and clear, but they're not going to be too stressed out. They do have a huge advantage here. How do FlyQuest play this one? Already BB pushed off of her position. She's going to get a double. Okay, assisted by Goose on the one. Gun upgraded to come through as well. 3 kills? Pretty damn good for a pistol round.
That actually helps out so much. Yeah. Well played with the USPs to begin with, but stealing a couple of rifles and getting even more on board, it's going to help the economy going forward, right? You get a couple of kills like that, definitely nice. If you're HSG, you try not to let that get to you too much. Try and say, all right, you know what, a little bit of a hiccup, but we're back into it now. Quite a few grenades on the CT side. Again, some of those are going to be helped out by those extra couple of kills in the previous round. It kind of all adds up in the end. But 9-5 scoreline. You can already tell, though, if HSG win this round, they probably bounce straight to 7. And then the game is really opened up again. So some of these next rounds here are going to be really, really important.
Of course, on the flip side of that, if FlyQuest win this round, HSG are in serious trouble.
Yeah.
Not just in terms of rounds, but also in terms of money. BB instantly flushed off of her position. She knows there's at least one there. She can funnel that information back. And it has caused HSG to kind of pause a little bit. Bomb's going to start rotating away. Bit of util in towards mid as well. Oh, that's just to potentially sell a fake and to maybe get Olga into a nice position so that she can flank around.
3 players pushing out Goose Breather, the only one to survive so far. I don't know, it's risky to stick around for that fight, but at the same time, now you're going to get sandwiched in. Olga's walking up from behind Goose Breeder. Good shot, swings wide, and she's almost got the kill. It's so close. If she would have found that one, it would have been game on once again. But now for Emmy and Vanessa, you got to wonder if these 2 from us, even if it's not a lot, they might just be worth more in the next round. So, yeah, it kind of sucks a little bit to have to give up this round, but again, they've got such a massive lead that they have to think about how competitive can they be in the future rounds. I think this is the correct choice.
100%. It's a bit unfortunate for Goose there. Sometimes, the confidence works out really well for them at the start. They're able to get a couple of kills off of that, but unfortunately, overstays are welcome a little bit. And to be fair, it would have been really difficult to extract herself from that situation, no matter how you look at it. So, unfortunately, she does get kind of run over. And yeah, that's a 6th round here for HSG. That is huge, a great turnaround. We did kind of talk about how there is that favor for the T side. For FlyQuest, it was a pretty important goal for them to deny that initial pistol round to come through. They haven't managed to do that, and they haven't managed to slow down HSG yet. And coming into this round, money is going to be an issue. Sure, they do save the 2 FAMASas from the previous round, but that isn't a lot to work with.
It's definitely not. Having just a little bit of threat, and again, keeping, if you can, the economy low on the T side. I mean, it all things that add up. HSG getting a chance to talk with their coach, you can tell. So, always nice to have that opportunity. Sometimes the coaches will just catch things that the players occupied in the moment. Yeah, shout out to all you guys over in Dallas. Hope you guys are enjoying the show. It's early on. It's the first best of 3 of the day. We've got much more coming up, obviously. Great match. I look forward to the next one as well. I think like the whole lineup of matches today is going to be really interesting, and obviously with the recent story from yesterday of Let Her Cook just playing way above expectations, it's kind of become a wild tournament now. I wasn't expecting it. I wasn't ready for that.
Also, shout out Miss Harvey. Saw you there in the crowd.
Was that Stephanie in the crowd?
That was Stephanie, yeah.
So awesome. Yeah, she's awesome.
She is.
Another one of the legends in the space that's paved the way for many, many people. It's a 9-6 scoreline that we're working with here, and it's round number 16. Nova shotguns have come out now. We laughed a little bit last time we were on Ancient, if you remember, but they did get a double kill with it. So we're not going to laugh at the Nova any longer. It can do some real damage.
Yeah, back then it was Fluxo, but now it's in Goose's hands, and I don't know if you know how terrifying an actual Goose is.
Yeah, I've had my run-ins.
Can you imagine a Goose with a shotgun?
No, they're mean. They bite.
They are quite mean. And that's kind of what I'm envisioning here. Goose with her Nova. See if somebody actually walks into it, because HSG, there is a little bit of posturing towards mid here. They might actually go for this. Kaude spots out one. She's going to get flushed out of position, but they don't know that Goose is here. They're checking for it, and there it is, the first kill to come through. Can she follow it up? HSG ducking and diving. They don't want to allow another kill to come through, and you know what? They're going to make the right call. They're just going to leave.
Yeah, run away from the shotgun, but they're kind of being funneled in here. One more kill on the FlyQuest side, and you never know what could happen. BBR is there with the Deagle, thinking about it, wants to swing for that headshot, but hasn't really connected with it yet. Kaude's unfortunately had to pick up the shotgun. It doesn't really work at that range, so she might have to try and get a bit... Oh, it's so close. Olga's nearly dead, but a nice shot coming out from the T side there. Now a 4 versus 4, and once the bomb is planted, this round changes so much. There's no defuse kit in play. If they want a chance of retake in this with the 3 people that are here, it's going to have to be lightning fast. I don't think it's necessarily worth it. They could do a lot of damage, but I still feel like it's better to just save these guns. Maybe not the Nova shotgun, but everything else you might be able to. Vanessa's going to get a kill there against Olga, and actually making a quick double. The shotgun unable to connect, and I think the bombs... Oh, wait, actually, there is a kid on Kaude. All right, they might have picked one up in transit. Now it makes a lot more sense why they wanted to go for it. Goosebreeder getting another kill in there. They'll lose the round, but they do a lot of damage at the end of it. I think she must have died as well.
Must have died to the bomb.
Yeah.
Must have. We cut away at the very last second, and if that is the case, I almost think it's worth it, because you could see like Goose was on the other side of the map. She was like, I'm just gonna hold on to this gun. Then we get the double kill come through, and it's like, okay, hold on, let me come help out. And so being able to kill all of the Ts actually makes a huge difference. Yes, okay, they lose the round, and that's a bit awful, but it does a lot of economic damage, which is exactly the kind of thing that they want to be doing. Look at this buy from HSG. It's still good, but they've had to buy into a Galil, and their money is starting to kind of whittle away slowly but surely, whereas FlyQuest, they're still able to come in with a buy. Unfortunately, Olga is just going to yoink one of those guns right out of Goose's hands. Olga versus Goose, it's actually been a pretty interesting storyline on this map so far. Both of them constantly involved in those openers.
Yeah.
This time it's Olga.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, she was brought into this team really to be sort of the new foundational, the foundation that they're building everything on top of, right? Having to leave the Brazilian scene to go play in HSG is a massive, drastic change. But it seems to have worked out really well. She's been playing so well in this team at the moment, and she's carrying everyone else with her. They're all at about 10 or 11 kills, so everything right now looking quite smooth. 9-7. I mean, you've got to say at HSG, they're back in this game once again. A headshot from Olga. Just as we speak of her, she's pretty much won this round right now. I think it's already time to save. It's not worth it to go for it.
So just for a bit of context, Olga is currently 5-2 in opening duels.
Yeah, that's a game-changing level of impact. Those opening kills, like the correlation between opening kills and winning the rounds is huge. So you don't want to be messing those up.
Brace for impact, brace for Olga.
Yeah, it is. There's no question about it.
Unfortunately, Goose wasn't quite braced. So her score went from a 4-1 to a 4-2 in openers. I will also just point out, Goose is currently 22-9.
Yeah.
Like, the Goose is truly loose right now. Unfortunately, it hasn't been enough to, like, keep their own streak going. HSG have done really well to circumvent a lot of her impact. And that is one of the things that's helping them kind of keep stringing these rounds together. If you get her off the line, off the board early, or you kind of isolate her away from the rest of the team and you win out those engagements, you nullify a lot of Goose's impact and you're winning rounds.
And it's very hard to play the same kind of roles she did on the T side. Now that she's on the CT side, it can be much harder to be very aggressive. I hope they have some tricks where they can flash Goose into some of these fights, because aim-wise, she's on point at the moment, so that would make a big difference if she could get a little bit of backup on that front, a little bit of utility to maybe set her up for another couple of kills. But speak of aggression, look at Olga. She's actually running through the fire just to try and make sure she can get into a forward position. It's Leo to start the round with. And that new incendiary not burning out Olga in the corner, she can just stand there comfortably. There's a lot of mid pressure that's being applied right now from the T side.
Olga has given away her position a little bit, but I suppose FlyQuest were probably aware that there was a possibility of that. A great flash to enable Emmy to swing out, shut down Leo. But they've garnered so much space in towards Connector. Olga is just living in their back line for absolutely free. She's now gotten another kill. She's opened up the B site entirely. Bomb's going to get planted, totally uncontested. I don't even know if FlyQuest can retake this. It's going to be really tough.
Yeah, that was the strength of that position right from the beginning. I don't think anyone from the CT side even realized what was going on here. They can try and take some shots, but the truth is, unless you get like a very fast double kill, it isn't worth it. This will tie up the game. It's going to be 9-9. HSG, they're right back into the mix of things. I'm really shocked. Again, FlyQuest, they played so well. Like you pointed out, Goosebreeder, 22 kills. This would be a heartbreaking disconnect if they're able to fall flat right at the end here. They've pretty much lined it up for themselves. They just need another 4 rounds and they're good to go. But they're on the CT side, and it is a very T-sided map.
Yeah, and unfortunately, because things have been so difficult for them economically, Kaude hasn't been able to pick up the AWP. And so you can see she's really struggling right now with those kills. She didn't really have as much impact on the T side. We can kind of forgive that. T side, or plus she's the IGL. Plus it's just a difficult situation no matter how you look at it. But now they come into the CT side. They don't have the money to buy into the AWP. So she's a little bit hobbled. She's a good rifler, but she's an AWPer. And unfortunately, she now can't have that impact.
Well, that's something that they're going to have to find a way to deal with. I did like that flashbang, like you mentioned, outside of the B-bomb site. Those are the little tricks that I think could give them a couple of rounds here. Like, find a few more of those, especially if you can get it as the first kill in the round. Like, make it a 4-on-5 with a trick like that, and then try and play the rest of it. That would be, I think, the way to try and get into some of these rounds. But it looks like the coaches have had maybe a chance to chime in as well. Tied up. But this is where the mental game becomes so all-consuming at this level. For FlyQuest Red, maybe more so than any other team. This is where some of the nerves start to pick in. You start thinking about, oh no, is it going to be another one of those games? We already had quite a few of them throughout the seasons of Impact. We don't want to have this happen again. We need to make sure that this is the time when we prove we can turn it around.
Of course, thankfully, this particular match is not a best of 1. It is a best of 3, so there's a little bit to work with here. But with Olga continuously getting entries like that, it is making it that much more difficult. Now Vanessa under some heavy fire. It's going to be Hazel to clean it out. Kaude finally does have the AWP in hand, but she's just getting flushed out of her position. They've circumvented her entirely. She wasn't in the position to get any of those early kills, and now she's getting forced back. It's another save. Because FlyQuest realized their money is in a tight spot. If they push this, they lose the guns that they have. They lose the AWP that it has taken them 6 rounds to save up for.
It's not worth it. It looks maybe not that exciting when you're watching a team sort of save over and over and over again, but in truth, it is the right call because they need these rifles later on. If they throw them away trying to retake in a 4 versus 3, they're at a huge disadvantage. So just keep this up. You have to stay competitive. It's HSG able to overtake FlyQuest Red after an absolutely dreadful first half here. But now it's a 10-9 scoreline. The comeback is definitely on here. FlyQuest Red, this is a real big test for them, right? And the fact that it's a best of 3, you're right. It helps in the sense that you're not going to lose one map and you're out, but you still have to deal with the mental effect of potentially losing such a big lead. You have not that much time before the second map to talk it through, and then you've just got to go and perform again.
I suppose it's probably worth mentioning or reminding that this is HSG's map pick.
Yep,
so
that's fair.
You do kind of expect them to have a little bit of the upper hand on this. So we'll give it a moment. We'll see how it does end itself up. FlyQuest, this might be the last buy that they get in this map unless they win this round.
Yeah.
That's kind of the situation that we're in right now. That's what the stakes are looking like. So we'll see a little bit of a push and pull happening towards B main here. The bomb is here, so if they can get control of the bomb, they'll be in a good spot. Unfortunately, Vanessa playing a little bit too much hedging, playing the odds. Now she's going to full focus in on main. Oh my... Leo? Leo just doesn't even see it. Vanessa gets 3! What was Leo looking at?
I don't think they were. I think they thought that was a two-man setup at the B bomb site. They just weren't. Didn't have the count. They didn't expect for a third player to be there. Yeah, she just completely was overlooked in that one. It's because they already got the one kill. So they killed Calde through the smoke. They killed one more player right next to that pillar, and they just assumed that's it. There's nothing else. So I think Leo is swinging from dark, looking for anyone for a third player to enter from main, and there just isn't one. That's a huge oversight, but what a way to win it. And by the way, that three-person setup at the B bomb site is pretty much what HSG themselves were doing on the CT side, and it kind of worked for a couple of those rounds, right? So they overstacked the bomb site a little bit, but it works out.
That's a crazy round. And for Vanessa to get those 3 as well, I mean, there's a world in which Vanessa gets Leo, the 2 players from B main swing, and she's gone. But for her to get 3, they kind of 1-for-1 it. The first one pushes through the smoke, she gets the kill, the second one does. And there you go, round's over. And that's a huge one, because I just said it. If FlyQuest lost that round, they have no money. Them winning that round ties up the scoreline. They're able to reinvest into this pretty robustly. HSG also on a little bit of a wire economically. They'll still be fine into the next round, but you're starting to kind of chip away at it. So FlyQuest winning this one could turn things right back in their favor.
I like this. Push out of the B bomb side. Double push flashed in. They don't see anybody, but that's still a lot of information to work with. We'll see if they're going to be able to make a rotation on the CT side, because they just got some info that there's probably not going to be an immediate B attack. Yeah, they're rotating back. This is really smart. Calde, you could see moving on the minimap. Back with the AWP towards the middle. Oh, through the Molotov as well. Bibiana, she can stay alive here. And now the backup is being called for. Yeah, really, really good rotations coming out right now on the CT side. But it looks like the T's, they still want to be moving forward. This is so aggressive. And Hazel, huge opening with the headshot, taking a player down. It was Bibiana the victim there. And it's 4 versus 3 all of a sudden. I can't believe HSG find a way to break through that one, because FlyQuest had the right idea. They knew what was coming. They had the defensive grenades down. And HSG just said, we're not interested. We don't care. We're going to be running through anyway. That's devastating.
Yeah, the Hazel run and gun was a bit terrifying. And then Goose, I mean, she's good for 1, but she's busy burning alive. Then the shot comes through. Calde misses the AWP shot. Of course, there is kind of, she's playing around the smoke. But unfortunately, that shot doesn't connect. And if that shot connects, then at the very least, you've got kind of an even kilter to work with. Now, FlyQuest, no, trying to retake on the A site with 3 players and an AWP is damn near impossible. So they're forced to save. And HSG, they want to hunt this. Now, obviously, they're making a lot of noise. And, okay, lost 1 gun in the attempt to deny FlyQuest. Can't get too much more done there. So was it worth it? I'm not 100% sure. But ultimately, they get another round.
Yeah, that's all they care about right now. Like, they're getting there. If this keeps going, it's looking very, very difficult for FlyQuest right at the moment. That double opening from Hazel is wild. I'm sure Olga's appreciating that. Once the smokes are going down, there's a choke point into the A bomb site. It's really, really hard to get through, so well played. Looks like a default opening coming out here from HSG. They just want to see what kind of information can we find. The bomb is on the ground. They're just looking at a little bit of everywhere. Fighting a bit outside of the A-bomb side, but it's not going to work out for them. Calde, I think, managed to get the leg shot onto Xiaowu, and then they end up finishing it off. So, good trade at the beginning here.
Nice opener to at least give them a bit of room to breathe. And yeah, I mean, this mid has been a really interesting contestation area. Calde, nice. She does manage to deal with Olga. She gets traded out, but they still have that numbers advantage. However, the entirety of the CTs are still leaning over towards that B side. BB is now being given the AWP. She's going to have to try and hold this down. Vanessa, with a great kill, shuts down the lurk. That gives the numbers advantage, and, well, they didn't really need it because the site was held down.
Yeah, that was really nicely done. I think it's because Bibian took so much damage in the first fight. They swap around the guns.
Yeah.
It's a classic maneuver. 11-11, we're all tied up again. No bomb plan in that previous round. They're going to have money on the HSG side, but it's starting to run really, really low. This could easily go into overtime the way this is playing out. Gooseberry is still having a disproportionate impact on the game. She's 24-11 at the moment, so one hell of a performance from her at the moment. Keep it up. They're almost at the finish line. Remember that first half, it looked like they were just unstoppable, but HSG made the comeback look possible, and it still is. So the focus, it has to be there all the way to the end. If they can win their opponent's map pick, who knows? Maybe they can get a bit of revenge from some of the previous matches that they played against the HSG that haven't worked out for them. I say that as Bibian will go down at the beginning, but look at Goosebreeder. Really far forward on the map.
Taking a lot of that early space.
She did fall back into the A-bomb site. She didn't want to stick around. I guess Bibian was found out. It's a very questionable spray, but that's a great headshot. Grenade on top. If she would have stuck around, she would have gone down, I think, but she's still alive. A little bit of a swing there from Cowday. She doesn't quite get the shot, and the A-bomb site's wide open here. Gooseberry went down as well, so this is going to be tricky. It's a hard call to make to save and then fight for overtime. That just never feels great, but the truth is, I don't know. They have a lot of money. They can go for it. They should go for it. Just realized with the cash in the bank here, you're going to definitely try and run this one through. Only one smoke, but I would say if you get close enough, smoke the bomb and defuse it. Oh, but they might not even. Olga, what a spray down. 3 kills. It's going to get HSG to 12 rounds.
Ah, Olga. What a great hold from her. It was a bit of a weird kind of 1-1-1 swing. They were still pretty rapid succession, so you'd think maybe one of them, but nope. Olga just holds it down. There you go. One more. Oh, and there's the last. And then they tried to pre-fire it as well, but none of those bullets connect. You cannot swing like that. And I'm just going to put it out there. I am a retake AWP hater.
You don't like it?
No, just get me out, man. And unfortunately, yeah, Cowday, she's holding the left angle. Olga's on the right. She can't see it because she's scoped in, and she dies.
It is, you're really all in at that point, right? You miss one shot and you're probably going to be dead, so it could be pretty stressful. All right, now, they did have the money to go for it, so it makes a lot of sense here. 11-12. FlyQuest red, they need a round. They need to get this into overtime. They fought so hard to get here. That first half was brilliant. It was looking really good for them. Oh, bit of a counter grenade coming up. Bibian, he does take a fair bit of damage, but she's going to live through it for now. Looks like they want to put more pressure on. Grenade landing right at the back, and she's down to 36.
All right, Dallas, give us a bit of a scream if you think we're going OT. This is your last chance to have your opinion be heard. There you go. We're going OT.
All right, they're into it. Yeah, I love that. They could push this dark position, or they're going to be moving forward. No connection with the AWP. I like the Molotov, though. That's going to slow them down. But Olga, if she gets this fight, and she will, it's hell on earth right now for Cowday. One missed shot. But even if she got it, they would have been on top of her. Vanessa trying to push up behind. It's the slaughter. She's almost got it, but it's not enough. HSG, they'll win the fight at the end, and they just steal it away. A terrible first half for them, but on the comeback on the second half, they look golden.
Olga was terrifying from start to finish. We kind of spoke, we mentioned this yesterday about how during the documentary, Brace for Impact, guys, go watch it. But GFI talks about how she was thinking about...
I want to see this roster figure out all of the issues, because they've certainly been working a lot to try and make their way through this. It'd be such a cool story if they were able to turn it around. It's Mirage coming up next here. The second map of the best of 3. Inferno is to decide if we need it, if we get there. But they're going to have to prove that they can actually fight their way through all of the turmoil here. It's HSG starting on the CT side and FlyQuest red on the T side.
So far, we've got a pretty heavy lean over towards A. Olga, I love this. She's the only player on the A side, but she's going to go in aggressively. She's going to walk straight into the waiting arms here of Vanessa. A little bit of a sound cue being made. Olga's head popped clean off, sights free and clear. A little bit of util to come through just to keep the cross safe. The bomb's going to get planted with basically no contest. HSG have to retake.
This round can have a hilarious end. There is a smoke and a kit on Hazel, and I've seen this so many times in pistol rounds before. All you need is that one smoke on top, and they get the headshots to set it up. 3 players down on FlyQuest Red. Sure, the bomb is planted, but they're in a lot more trouble than you might think. It's GFI with another headshot, and now they're on it. They're going to be smoking up the bomb. They're already defusing. Cowday's going to be wondering, where's my team? What a retake coming through from HSG. That is an absolute knockout.
HSG have been terrifying on pistols.
Yeah.
The amount that they're able to get done with those weapons is kind of illegal. And the fact that it comes down to, like, FlyQuest Red taking all of that space in towards the CT spawn, I get it. You want to push out, you want to stop that push from coming through, but it's that kind of 1-for-1 situation. One person swings out, dies. The next one swings out, dies. You can't be letting that happen. And I saw where you were going when you mentioned the smoke. It's basically where we ended up. It was very similar to actually what we saw earlier on Anubis. And in that instance, FlyQuest were able to salvage it. But this time around, sure, they get the bomb plant, so there's a little bit of money to come through. But first round goes in favor of HSG, and they're going to be happy with that.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Like, that is... Essentially, it is the right move to push CT spawn, but you just needed a couple of kills in that fight, and they obviously didn't get them. Look at the pressure being applied here to the A bomb side. It's all a fake because the bombs are over at B, but they're throwing 3 smokes, 2 flashbangs onto the A side. They're even sending Goosebreeder in to die just to try and make sure. It's a force-up in this round because they did get the bomb planted. So bomb planted in B here. Strategically, tactically, this is a massive round for FlyQuest Red. They've absolutely bamboozled HSG, and this is working out very well. Emmy is going to get the kill on Hazel. I think HSG, they're going to be very hard-pressed to win this round.
Some great fancy footwork from BB to drop down almost unseen, creates a solid crossfire, now gets herself into yet another solid position. Trades are still coming through though. HSG keeping this incredibly expensive, but Cowday, okay, gets the dink, but unfortunately, we do lose another player in the cross here. Now she has to try and whittle down the time as much as possible. The shots aren't connecting. She'll get the round, but it's costly.
Yeah, it is costly, but it's absolutely worth it. They're going to be super happy with that one. That was strategically very well played. And something important to notice in that round, a shout out to Goosebreeder one time for staying alive as long as she did in the A-bomb side, because that's what sells it at the end of the day. The 3 smokes with nothing else is not always going to be enough, but she made the jump down with the MAC-10. She stayed alive for, I think, another 3 seconds. Doesn't sound like a lot, but it is enough to sell it. And you can tell because they got the free bomb on the B-bomb side. So really well done. Again, it's your map pick, and it's your last chance in the tournament, basically, to have a real impact here. So make it matter now. And that force-up in that round, absolutely putting them on the board once again.
So do you want to hear my cope?
Go on.
Okay, my cope is that Goose playing entry on the first map was just like really advanced long-term conditioning because she normally plays the lurk. So now on this map, they go, oh no, it's Goose. She hasn't been lurking, she's been the entry.
And now
but it's actually
different.
the lurk.
Listen, we all have, you know, some good coping strategies. I like that. I know you're a fan, maybe not so serious, I was about to say secretly, maybe not so secretly. Yeah, I am a little bit too. I really want to see this roster work out. BB on with the AK-47. She's going to be taking down Olga at the start here. They do have some pistols, and I don't know, HSG, they have a way of winning some of these rounds, so I understand if they're being a little bit careful on the T side. Hazel actually does get the dink. My God, she's almost taking down Emmy. There's the shot to bring her down, and finally, she runs out of bullets, so the round might be rescued here. Deagle on GFI and Leo with not much to really work with here. This should be a winnable round. Yeah, take a deep breath, set up the grenades for it, and just keep that bomb covered for a minute. Yeah, they're going to be able to clean it up. Good job.
Another spicy pistol from HSG. Not quite enough to win them the round, but they do a decent amount of damage, so they'll at least take that to the bank. FlyQuest will be happy that they've managed to bring things back into their control, right? So they win the force, which is massive for them. And again, I mean, we talk about how important that bomb plant was. That really facilitated the ability to do that, and they've kept the control. Now they have to start building momentum. HSG, their economy is completely decimated. So we're looking at a 3-1 round here. HSG's pistols are good. I just don't think they're that good.
We tend to say that it's actually worse to win the pistol on the CT side and then lose the follow-up round than it is to just straight lose the pistol on the CT side. Because you actually, bizarrely, you get put even further behind, it feels like, a lot of the time. So that's kind of the position they're in now. Grenades being deployed, I like that. Burning out that sandwich position because you just don't want to be testing it. Like, it's better to make sure. And they should keep on using even more grenades onto the bomb site itself. But I think this is already a lockdown. The push from the middle. Emmy there to clean it up. One of the players you absolutely want to see fly off the handle in this kind of a game. I think Emmy needs to be there. I mean, if Goose Breeder can keep playing as well as she did on the first map, that's great. But get Emmy in the mix too, and we've got a real combination.
GFI hoping she could get a little bit of an exit there, but not to be the case. Goose, wings out, flying out over the MAC-10. There it is. There's that 3-1, and of course it is flawless, so no reinvest necessary here, apart from the obvious, right? A couple of ordinances. But aside from that, they're going to be feeling pretty darn good about that round. So now we start looking towards what HSG do now. Now they're going to be able to buy in. They've actually got something to work with. We've had a few rounds to try and get a feel for how FlyQuest are going to play this. But FlyQuest, again, very, very dynamic for a lot of these rounds. So how do HSG now respond?
This round is so important. HSG, if they're dreaming of making some sort of an upset here on the second map, this early round is going to be absolutely everything. Look at the grenades. They don't even have that many. This is just cutting it a little bit short overall. Smoke towards the mid windows to try and put some pressure on the CT side. I mean, you just want to limit some information. Now they're smoking up the connector as well. I think it's Goose Breeder doing a lot of their smoke work in the middle. So she's really selling the idea that, all right, we're really taking mid control, trying to burn out everything that might be in here. So yeah, it's keeping a lot of people occupied. The question is, can they get the entry on the A-bomb side?
Yeah, position already being shown here. Hazel is well aware that there is some presence over towards A. BB, with her 4th opening kill so far of this map, going to keep that running. FlyQuest already had a massive advantage here. And again, critically, playing patient, but do they know that Olga is here? It's a great crossfire setup. They don't even need the cross because GFI gets that first one. Olga to clean it up, but that's a great molly. Will get extinguished, but bomb should get planted. There you go. Quick as you like.
That was really close. Olga almost burning alive there, but I don't know. They're very, very low on health, so they're going to be walking away. They don't even want to test it. That's a big victory. Keeping the rifles alive, though, is going to be, I think, paramount here for HSG. Just once you get another round, you want to make sure you get far enough away. That was a round that was decided by just a couple of engagements. I think Emmy got a really sick kill from connector towards the catwalk. If we can get a replay of that, it'd be fun to see. She got the triple in the last round, and you saw how absolutely crisp those shots were with the Glil. I think there's going to be another one of them, so she's starting to really feel it. Home ground here on Mirage. It's a map they play well. Yeah, Bomb will take one, but again, celebrations are in order here. They're playing well. Again, they have to focus and follow all the way through, but it's a good start.
Yeah. Like I said, BB currently 4-0 with openers. And again, like, so obviously a few change-ups need to happen. Oh, wow, that's crispy. With Kaude kind of falling back into a normal player position, with Goose Breeder kind of having to step up, and she was playing tip of the spear on the previous map, so now you got to shuffle that around a little bit. Now BB's back to being your entry, so there is a bit of that change up, but the fact that we can think of this as a comfort pick also says a lot. The fact that it is kind of falling back into familiar patterns, falling back into things that we understand, things that we know work really well, and so far, so damn good.
Yeah, this is a beautiful start here. And again, this is not like on Anubis where it's a very T-sided map. This is a CT-sided map, so the fact that they're already up 4-1 should add a little bit more gravity to the situation for HSG. They are starting to fall fairly far behind. A nice little incendiary grenade to try and slow them down. It's GFI to get the early kill in the round, taking down Goose Breeder. And Xiao Wu, she wants to push forward. She's thinking about it. Emmy actually rushing up the middle, gonna get the opening kill. Do they realize there's a player up here? Now I think they do, but it's too late. Nobody to save Kaude, and that's the bomb down with that push.
Some interesting push and pull here. You see FlyQuest take a more kind of roundabout way to get towards mid, but HSG take the super aggressive stance. They take out both Goose and Kaude. Now they have control of bomb, and this turns into like we flipped the script. Now FlyQuest have to do some sort of a weird space retake. Vanessa getting that kill is a huge opener for them, and Emmy, she's still here. She's living rent-free in the back of everyone's minds and in the back of their heads.
Yes, it's another triple kill for her. She's really, truly been unleashed. Absolutely amazing play from her. If not for her coming up with the underpass there, they might not have a choice, and she's looking for a 4th kill, almost getting it, but surely nothing Hazel could do with that corner. She's going to be dead once again. It's Emmy absolutely stepping up when they needed her. That's huge. Good job on Vanessa as well, winning that fight against Xiao Wu to reclaim the bomb, because without that, it could have been an awkward round.
Yeah. I mean, it was a little awkward, but being able to salvage it. I love that Emmy, so it feels like they've flushed out, they've left, they've just, you know, completely vacated, because you're kind of thinking, oh, well, they know that they need to regain position or control of the bomb, so they've probably moved into like a more kind of flanky position or whatever, but you think that Emmy's left because we knew she was there, so why would she stick around? And she does. And she gets another kill off the back of that. So a good call from the FlyQuest ladies there to give them yet another round here on the board. I don't know how much we need to temper, though, because obviously they had a really solid T-side on Anubis as well, and it was when we swapped when things started to kind of go awry. So we'll temper a little bit here, but with HSG being... they've still got some cash to burn here, thankfully, but knife's edge once again. So FlyQuest in a pretty good spot.
I think maybe one important sign to just show, like, without reading too much into it, but just the fact that they come back off that loss on the first map and they look fresh on this one. Like, it doesn't seem like they're that affected by it. That's really important. You don't want to have, you know, a close loss like that suddenly erode the team around and everyone's feeling a bit sad. It's like, oh, we could have won it, but we didn't. You want to come in and just off a fresh start, and that's pretty much what they give themselves here, so I can appreciate that. Some smokes in the middle that are about to fade, and it looked like they wanted to go really quick towards the B bomb site, but the incendiary grenade kind of slowed them down, so now they're just waiting to see if there's going to be maybe even more aggression from the CT side. They do have Vanessa out here with a MAC-10. She's making some noise. She's just trying to distract, and Olga is actually hunting for her. Okay, interesting. I think if you want to, now is the time to go to the B bomb site. Otherwise, you have to go back and check the rest of the map, and that could take a long time.
Yeah, Vanessa going down so early on in the round does not bode well for FlyQuest. It kind of forces them to have to step on the accelerator. Exactly what they've done. Emmy down in towards the site. The first kill followed up by Cowday with the AWP. Do they realize there's yet one more player on the site? Now they have to know. Tucked away quietly in a corner. GFI waits for the sound of the plant to come through. She slips through the smoke but can't find a connection onto anything. Goose Breed is going to be holding it down. The last two players from HSD so far separated, they cannot play off of one another, and all they can do is fall like dominoes.
That's well played. The crowd absolutely love it. You can hear the cheers in the background, and I think that's justified at the moment. I definitely think there's a moment of hesitation there when they lose Vanessa, I think it was, over at the A-bomb side, walking in first. That is dangerous. It's leaving an opening maybe for HSG to start to stack the B bomb site. But once they actually pulled the trigger and we just went for it, they were 3 people on the bomb site really fast. So that's good to see. Good follow through in that moment. And everything is kind of still looking on the up and up. 6-1 in favor of FlyQuest Red. You're right, though. We have to remember what happened on the first map, but this is a more CT-sided map. HSG are struggling to get any rounds on the board at the moment.
GFI with AWP in hand. That's interesting. And also playing... Okay, so she's playing out towards A. They've left mid entirely uncontested. Not that really matters here. FlyQuest can be pushing in straight towards this A site. It's a very fast executed, of course. Goose Breeder playing tip of the spear. Gets the first 2 kills. IGL, tip of the spear. Whatever you want it to be. She's jackknife. The bomb's going to get planted. HSG have to somehow retake. There's a few shots through the smoke just to see if anything connects. Have to wait for the smoke to clear before they can start to push this.
Mid-air shot. Emmy was ready for that one. But yeah, you're right. Goose Breeder absolutely opening up the bomb side. Emmy maybe could have won that fight, but trying to take both targets. GFI and Leo left to just run away and save what they have. No chance to win them round any longer. So 7-1. Going to be the scoreline here, as they're dominating them right now in Mirage. What a great mental comeback here. Again, it's absolutely one of the hardest parts of the game is playing those best of 3 eliminations, losing the early map. Oof, almost a knife out, but Goose is hunting them down. And that is a nice triple so far in the round. She don't think she's going to find the last kill there. Round probably expired, but either way. Yeah, look at this. The fans love it.
Mm-hmm. Good morning, Dallas. Are there any HSG fans in the crowd? Surely. Come on, guys. Where are you at?
They must have converted at least a couple of with Olga as well. I'm sure there are some. I mean, I remember in past Dallas Impact events, there's been at least a couple of Brazilian fans there. So
Yeah.
I expect that, you know, that's going to carry on over. There's got to be a couple.
I mean, GFI is so cute. You can't not love her. She's got such personality, you know? Like,
She's been great in the interviews. Like, if you watch some of the content that's been made around some of the previous seasons of ESL Impact, she's definitely been very vocal. It's been great to get a listen in and some thoughts. Like you mentioned out, you know, considering retirement and then you know, sticking around for Olga. It's a good story. 7-1 is the scoreline. We are going into round number 9 here. And a bit of a jump in the middle here. GFI, this very aggressive. Got to be careful you don't get flashed, but a bit of a surprise waiting for them. She's done so much damage. Bibian finally goes down, but Goose Breeder's practically dead. And it turns into a bit of a 4 versus 4 here.
rough start for FlyQuest so early on. At least Goose is able to get hers. And she does escape with her life. So now we're going to see them start heading in towards this B side. Emmy already dropped down, doesn't check the corner. Leo is good for the first. In position to come through here, waiting to see if anybody peeks their heads out. HSG very much reconfirming their control here of the site, but expecting a potential rotate. And yes, it does look like FlyQuest may just do that. Still got a minute to go, so if they did want to rotate, they could, but they'd have to do it very quickly. I think for now, it's more a case of sell a rotate and rehit.
And they might be able to do that. Goose is very low on health here, but up against the AWP, it might not make a difference how much health she has. If she can get really close to the stairs and just put some pressure on, we'll see if it's going to be working out. For right now, it looks like they're going to be re-engaging first at the B bomb site. So that might be an attempt to flush out a rotation towards Goose Breeder. That's the other way to do it. I mean, both are viable, but there are no CTs moving on this side. Okay, they're going to come back through the middle. I think GFI is hearing that, in a good position to swing. One kill here will do it for GFI. And there we go, trying to see if you get a job done. Vanessa will stay alive just barely. We're down to 15 seconds on the clock here. It's all on the line. HSG, they must win this round. They did so much work already. Goose Breeder getting another kill. 8 seconds on the clock here in Xiaowu. That's basically sacrificing herself for the team. They're going to win the round as soon as she gets that kill. She just had to go for it. So well done.
I think FlyQuest leave that a little bit too late. I get what they were trying to do. They send Goose to see, is it safe? Can we move over towards that A site? But it takes so long to pull the trigger on that. They don't adequately clear out the site. And of course, time is a factor. They have to be aware of that. So clearing out the site becomes that much more difficult. Kaude thinks that they've made enough space for her to plant. She goes in for it. They don't realize that they're just going to get pushed. And the bomb is entirely denied. Round lost to FlyQuest, and it started off a rise, so trying to stabilize from that was going to be a tall ask.
Goose Breeder just jumping straight into it here, but again, Xiaowu is pushed to the top of mid, just like she did the previous round, and again, they managed to shut it down, and now the battle is on. Leo almost caught with a grenade in hand. The pressure is on. It's Bibian to try and open it up. They're pushed into the back of the bomb site. It's not a good position to be in for the CT side, and Emmy and Bibian are going to power on through. They get the opening kills, and now the bomb, it should be planted here. Bibian just holding this line with the AK. If you go down there, if you're Xiaowu trying to push through, if you die, I don't think there's any chance for a retake. She has to wait for the teammates.
Kaude watching the line, and that's a beautiful kill there. Unaware of the second one per se, but they're going to keep an eye open for it just in case. Hazel, surely they don't push this. This feels like a we need to pull back. Yes, you know, the round is, although the half is running away from them, but losing weapons. Never mind, they're taking weapons away. A phenomenal position there from Xiaowu to catch two as they're trying to retreat. And they've kept this very expensive for FlyQuest, okay? That's not the hugest factor right now, but it's something.
They had a kit as well. So there was, I think there was a way to win the round almost right up till the end there. The last position towards the bench made it a fair bit more tricky, but this was... Like, whenever the CTs get pushed to that south corner of the bomb site, it's very, very uncomfortable because you get swung on so easily. And it's kind of what happened at this time for HSG. 8-2 the scoreline, ladies and gentlemen. It's round number 11 coming up here. And FlyQuest look like they want to go for a straightforward A execute. And you know what? HSG have been pushing the mid the last 2 or 3 rounds, so tactically this makes so much sense. If the CTs are pushing middle and you go for an execute on the A bomb site, they're not going to be there. They're not going to have time. The only one that could stop them right now is Hazel towards the ticket booth with that AWP.
She's going to get flashed off. That shot very nearly connects, but unfortunately just does not find its mark, so they don't get the space that they need. Some solid utility to just flush HSG away, but we've seen them retake on this A site before. It has worked out. Unfortunately, a little bit impatient, and some great patience from FlyQuest themselves. Hold these angles solidly, and as HSG attempt to move back in, they just get slapped straight back down. Only 2 players left here. Never mind. Surely Xiaowu just... Oh, she's gonna push this.
I mean, you could push for like an into defuse. It's possible. This is one of the best bomb sites for it in many ways, but the problem is she's coming in from the palace, which means having to take the ladder down. Oh, and she's going to be found. Doesn't matter. Even if Vanessa dies, there's no impact on the round. The only way to win it here would have been if no one had exited this way and she can run down in the last second, but it's hard to do. Regardless, again, it's Goose Breeder and Emmy, especially Emmy. She is absolutely locked into this game. One of the best performances we've seen from her yet throughout the tournament. And they're at a 9-2 lead. Going into round number 12. This is... It's everything we wanted, Sam, for them. I mean, I'm even more confident than I was on Anubis. Even if it ended up not working out for them, they should win this map.
They should. We'll see. Like, so I'm getting some flashbacks here on the scoreline. Yeah. And if HSG, I mean, you know, Nari's Law, right? 9-3. That's where you come back from. We saw it on the last map, so maybe HSG can make it happen for them again here. They're in a bit of a tight spot with the cash here. They've had to force in. Obviously, last round and a half, you've got to get out everything that you possibly can. We're seeing a nice little split in terms of positioning, and I do like this aggressive push, but FlyQuest, they're predicting it. They're aware that it's a likely possibility, and the shots don't connect from Olga, so now she's going to be forced to retreat, and unfortunately, Hazel gets caught by Bibian. And what should have been an early kill for HSG turns into a massive advantage for FlyQuest.
Yeah, that was the right idea for HSG, but they just don't find the execute that they were looking for, unfortunately. Leaves them a player down. What did they do? Kind of gambling, it looks like, towards the A-bomb side. I don't really mind it. I don't know. It's very hard to think about what you're doing right now because they just have had so little success on the CT side that you probably will just try and throw something at the wall and see if it sticks at this point in time. They've left Leo alone at the B-bomb site. Looks like she's going to be fine, but through the smoke, it's Goose Breeder taking down GFI, and that opens up everything. It doesn't even matter if they have a stack at the E-bomb side any longer. There's 5 versus 2 over on this side. The SMG trying to get here, but Olga's going to go down as well as Bibian finding the headshot. Xiaowu, she's under pressure at the moment. 28 seconds here. The bomb's being planted. They can't really stop it, can they? This is looking like a brilliant first half of FlyQuest.
Only 2 players left here, Leo, to at least get one more. There's a world, but is it this world? Emmy holds the line, shots do not connect, and threads right through the needle. Unfortunately, the last 2 to go down. It is a 10-2 half. All right, so this map, a little bit more in favor of FlyQuest. They're not the ones cooking today. 10-2 on Mirage. It is their map pick. They lost a sizable lead earlier on Anubis. We'll see if they can maintain the control this time around.
I've got faith. I don't think they're going to screw this one up again. I think they're in the driver's seat. You could see with the team as well. It's Emmy playing well. It's Goose Breeder once again. And BBR has joined them. So they've got a great trio of players that are absolutely looking amazing at the moment. So let's see what they can do now. They're going to be on the CT side. And it looks like a very aggressive A execute coming in from HSG, who are looking to repeat the upset that they had on the first map. They want to do it one more time. I can't imagine anything more heartbreaking for FlyQuest Red if they can't close out this map here. It's Calde putting under some pressure. Nice headshot though, and she's flashed back into it. They want to fight on the CT side. They're running into the pistols though. You pointed out already, HSG, they have a way to win these rounds somehow, some way. Bibian trying to get the reload in, but she's hunted down. A 2 versus 3. The bomb is planted, and this is going to be now an almost impossible defuse.
I swear HSG came into this round and said, you know what, FlyQuest, let us show you how you do this pistol. And it works perfectly for them. They take that space, they take that control, and they're able to fight back. But I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that they're holding a closer short angle. They're not pushing all the way into spawn and not doing it kind of 1-for-1. They know that FlyQuest have to push into them.
Did Shawu? She got every single kill. She got all 5. Oh
she's just insanely good. But I mean, she was my player to watch yesterday. And look at her. She's 16-10, bro. Like, what is she on?
That's so crazy. Yeah, I mean, especially 5 of the kills were in that last round. That actually can make a bit of a difference. Sometimes aces and pistol rounds may be a little bit less exciting, but when you get them and you're this far behind, I mean, sometimes the team will just rally behind it and say, all right, let's go. Now we're ready for it. This one obviously should be a lot easier. It's really the next round that's the more important one for FlyQuest Red, but yeah, nobody even defended the B bomb side. No big deal. You try and stack a bomb side, you hope for the best. You've got one flashbang on Goose Breeder. I like seeing that. That makes me happy.
Well, they had a flashbang on Goose Breeder.
I just think it's a long-running joke, but you know, it's just $200 you invest into it. You can, if you get one kill, it is so worth it, right? Think of how much, like, even the Kevlar you take away from the other side, it's just instantly worth it. So just buy the flashbang in those rounds.
I mean, if it had been an A hit, you know, maybe that one piece of util makes all the difference in the world. Unfortunately, the gamble did not pay off, and now the best they can hope for is exits. Don't know if they're going to be allowed that. And you can see, like, it's at a point now where it actually just does not matter. They're just going to run it down. BB actually gets one.
Fair play. Goose, I think, trying to tap the bomb. If people are close enough by and they hear it, even if they are 99% sure there's no kit in play, they might just kind of run back in anyway, and you can make them go up with the bomb as well. So sometimes it's worth it. It's not a bad idea. But here we go. The first buy round that's going to be coming out on the second half is going to be monumental for FlyQuest Red. They're so close to being able to close out this map. Don't let HSG get warmed up. We saw what happened on Anubis. They were able to make the comeback. This is a different map. It is CT-sided. It should be still a good opportunity here for FlyQuest to be able to close out the game and just go on to Inferno, but nothing's set in stone yet. We don't know. There is not a single defuse kit in play here. Not that uncommon for a third round, but still, it's risky.
I do like that there's a decent amount of map control for HSG. The only exception, of course, being over towards Palace. That gives FlyQuest a lot of space if they did want to push out, but not opting to risk it right this minute. It looks like, oh, there's so much noise being made over towards A. But nothing out in A main, and so FlyQuest will very likely be cognizant of the fact that it's unlikely. Now, of course, the execute's going to start coming in towards this A site. BB's playing that hard solo anchor. She's under so much heavy fire, ducking and diving, but Hazel is going to take her out. The bomb's going to get planted. FlyQuest cannot contest that.
Yeah, and unfortunately, it's time to save already. There's not much reason to get, I think, closer to this bomb site. You don't have the kit, so you know you're not going to be getting a 10-second defuse on this one. That corner that Bibian ends up holding is, I don't know, it's such a miserable position. I hate it more than anything whenever I end up anchoring the B bomb site, because you are getting shut down from the catwalk, and you know that they can jump up on the truck to try and take you down there. There are so many flashbangs that catch you in that. Like, it's just very, very tricky to play that way. And you also don't want to fall back in towards the market, because if you're there, you're kind of like, you're just giving them the bomb site for free, basically. So it's hard to anchor the B bomb site. It really is. One of the more hated positions, I feel like, on the CT side of this map.
I suppose if there's anybody that you're going to give that job to, it's going to be Bibian. But
yeah.
Unfortunately, in that particular round, doesn't quite get the value that she would have wanted to. She's forced right off, flushed out, shut down, and it's a round over. One more round over towards HSG. Slowly clawing their way back into it. This is, of course, what I think they're kind of nagging at the back of your head, like they've done it before. They can probably do it again, especially if they get pistol force, which they've now done. So this puts FlyQuest in a really, really uncomfortable spot.
The other classic way to defend the B bomb site would be later on, if they get the AWP, you could put the AWP up in the B hallways, and then you can actually have 4 people at the A bomb site. But that is a more expensive solution, which they just currently can't really afford. So it's 10-5. Still feeling confident. I'm not worried yet. I feel like FlyQuest Red, they're still in a driving position here. Smoke towards the middle, instantly thrown from HSG. Going to be towards that top mid position, just to, you know, leave a question of doubt here in the minds of the CT side. Like, is anything happening? Are we going to be careful? That's 4 players checking the middle for FlyQuest, so they are absolutely making sure that no one's here. And while that's happening, an execute is on the way at the A-bomb site.
FlyQuest have a lot of firepower concentrated in one area, which means that it could work out as a nice death ball, but it could be their detriment. Beautiful spray through the smoke will completely deny the bomb from getting planted. Sprays through the flashes, somehow finding results. Bomb will eventually go down, but Kaude has not given up just yet. HSG already having lost 3 players. The last 2 players have to play back into the corner here. Olga, she's been a rock star. She's doing her best to even out the numbers. One more kill would do it. Put it in a 2 versus 2, but unfortunately it's her to go down. GFI such low HP. She cannot get another. And finally on this half, FlyQuest will find a round, and that is terrifying for HSG.
Great work through the smoke to stop the bomb the first time around. And the problem when that happens is now the T side has to commit even more troops to recover the bomb and put it down again. That's where you end up losing more players, and suddenly you're in this weird 5 versus 2. For a brief moment, it felt to me like maybe if Olga had more bullets, she would have just kept finding more kills, but luckily she ran out and had used the Glock instead. But that was kind of terrifying. Again, you can see how sharp she is. A reason again why they picked her up, but 11-5. I think it's Leo just investigating the B bomb site early on. Not necessarily committing to the fight, but actually is forcing out a lot of utility here. That's great. Already kind of worth it.
Okay, that's a rough opening here onto Goose. She was playing very far away, and the follow-up onto Emmy as well. That's 2 of your hardest hitters taken off the board. However, the return onto Xiaowu is good. Xiaowu's been exceptional, so to take her offline, it means that there's still an opportunity. Plus, the B site is free and clear, which means that at the very least, we can get a bomb planted. But take a look at this positioning from GFI. She's in such a good position here to catch out a rotation. However, Kaude, she's expecting it. She's ready for it. She cannot get the first shot, but she will get traded out. But I think that's the round for FlyQuest. They're just going to back out.
A very, very cool round from Leo. The way that she forces out a bunch of utility to begin with, then she actually walks through the smoke. She's flashing her way in. She gets the opening kill towards the back of the B bomb site, and it kind of means that Bibian is not in a position to do very much. She's forced out towards the catwalk. It's just not a good position to be in. I think she's even Molotoved out from that corner. I think most of that round is, even if GFI is the one that gets a double kill, I think it's Leo that's really making the entry happen there and creating the space for the whole round. So super important work, and it's the 6th round on the board. So the gap is slowly closing. I'm still not worried. Just gonna see. I'll tell you exactly when my worry starts to creep in.
Okay.
But so far, I feel confident.
Okay, it's the Anders temperature check.
Yeah, exactly. You know,
Getting ready for that. Let that pressure valve open a little bit later on. But for FlyQuest, I mean, one more round and that puts them on map point. So there's a certain amount of pressure that comes with that. There's like a freedom and a pressure.
Yeah.
You know that you're so close, but my God, we're so close. And if we stumble now, then we could have a repeat of the previous map, and that would be absolutely heartbreaking. So I think this is a well-timed timeout.
Yes.
Temper things a little bit.
This is where leadership and preparation and experience just all kind of mix into one thing, where you either find a way to get over that hump, you find a way to say, all right, like we're gonna put, like we do it once and it's a different team. But the problem is every time you get here and you think like this is it really matters now, you're replaying all the other times that you couldn't make it through, and you have to find a way to get through that. What a push from GFI. This is actually mental, but from the back of the bench, it's Bibian with the AK ready to shut it down. Kaude, she pulls away the AWP, but she's still alive, and a good counter grenade coming out. It really slowing them down. Bibian's wreaking havoc from the back here. Double kill to start the round with. Can they find a way to get rid of it? She's got a little bit of backup now, finally. I think it's Goose Breeder who started to show herself, and she's going to get the kill on the Xiaowu as well. Hazel and Olga are left.
Somehow down to 2 versus 2. Goose Breeder is dangerously low on HP. They know that she's been dancing around the smoke. Can she get the shot? She spots out the position of the first. She does a ton of damage, but she does eventually go down. Now she could feed over the information. Emmy knows exactly where to find this last player. The nade to come through to do a little bit of damage. It gets close. But it will be FlyQuest somehow drawing that across the line. Great excitement in the crowd there. We love to see it.
Yes, Miss Javi on her legs, just ready for it. Again, I love seeing that. Oh my God, that is...
What a round.
Yeah, so Bibian obviously carves out the position here. Goose Breeder shows up just at the right time. This kill is obviously going to be super important, but Emmy at the end, 1 versus 2 to clear it up. And the USP out, you can see what it means to Olga.
Kaude nearly gives me a heart attack.
Yeah.
Because she unscopes and jumps through the window as 2 people swing her. I could not believe that, and she escapes with her life. Some great footwork there from the FlyQuest ladies. And Goose Breeder has a scout to complement the AWP. Like, this is something that we don't see terribly often. I kind of love it.
Yeah, I mean, whatever it takes here.
Yeah.
Get the job done. Get this over the finish line. You've already built your way here. It's Kaude. Not going to be on scoping this time. Ready with a shot to take down Leo. That's the beginning. Now they need 4 more kills here to get us on a 3rd map on Inferno. The deciding map. Again, it's elimination on the line here. Vanessa caught maybe sleeping just a bit. Xiao, we're going to get an opening kill, taking down Emmy. That's a huge scout to take down right now. Bibian, a lot of damage output, and she's ready, even if her teammate was flashed. Oh, she's absolutely ready to close out this map. It's GFI to go down. And Bibian, an absolute monster to win map number 2.
I feel like we need a counter of like a Hazel run swing gun counter, because that seems to be kind of her MO. She gets so much done with it, but unfortunately on this map the turnaround could not come to fruition for HSG. So FlyQuest going to be feeling very happy with that one, but once again they're going to be finding themselves in a 3rd
finals, and this is the Group A matchup, so there's a lot on the line. Obviously you've got one more chance here, and it's on this map. 2 sets of dualies, 7 pistols are out on the FlyQuest red side. It's a pretty good strategy. These dualies are, you know, they're worth it. And they're the cartel dualies.
As I say, 2 guns are better than 1.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
We'll see how that plays out now. A little bit of that util up towards top banana. We're going to start popping out over towards this B site. Only 1 player here, Kaude, could get overrun. She's going to be forced to have to pull back a little bit as the smoke denies her vision. A couple taps through, doesn't quite connect onto anything, but it's a free and easy site for HSG. Bomb should get planted, and we're going to have to head into that retake scenario, 5v5.
I don't know if there's much Calgary they could do at that moment. They have, again, the kind of an ace up the sleeve. They have the smoke and diffuse kit combination. So if, and it's a big if, they can make their entry, they can win the round with that combo alone. It's been done many times before, but they need the opening kills. And here comes the first swing. It's Goose Breeder with the dually. He's looking to set it up, but Hazel, quick return here. They're not getting any kind of a breakthrough, and not even close to getting that job done, unfortunately. So it's another HSG pistol round. They're so good at winning them.
Yeah, it seems like a common thread here so far in this matchup to allow the bomb to just get planted when you're on CT and then go for the retake. And invariably, the retakes don't tend to go as either of these teams would really want them to. So HSG going to be feeling happy with nabbing that first round for themselves, and they can build off of that. And particularly being on the T side, that does give them a lot of room to work with. 3 MAC-10s. This is a very, very popular strategy. It allows you to be incredibly explosive, and against these pistols, that's exactly what you need.
Whenever you do that 4-1 split like they did in the pistol round on the CT side, there's not much you can do alone. Like, it's very, like, you're hoping for a shot as they come through, but she was smoked off towards CT spawn, so I don't know if there's much else you could have expected at that point in time. It was all in the retake, and like you pointed out, it just didn't really work out. Yeah, MAC-10s against unarmored targets, generally quite good if you're on the MAC-10 side, so I'm sure they're going to be chewing their way through this round without much trouble, really. Emmy in the back, you can see how they're just getting run down. It's a good thing, but it's just not enough.
The Hazel run and gun is superior. And the last two from FlyQuest. Not too much more to get done here, unfortunately. Maybe they can get a couple of exits, but aside from that, it's another pretty simple round for HSG to run away with. Overrun the site completely. Not much pushback. Oh, Goose Breeder almost loses her life there. There you go. It will eventually happen. The last two to go down. It's a super clean round for HSG. Now, FlyQuest are going to be able to buy in. Now, they've got a little bit more to work with here, and hopefully we'll start to see a little bit of that pushback. A lot of these execs have been, what I said, right, explosive. So FlyQuest going to need to find a way to kind of just stem the tide a little bit.
And usually that involves, like the desk was saying as well, our analysts were talking about it, that banana control. It's going to be so important. It always is on Inferno. Lots of different ways to do it. Some teams will try and take really deep banana control and make sure that they hold the bottom of banana, and some will just stay inside of the B-bomb side. And look at all the HGs coming out. The Molotov's deep here from HSG. My God, they've taken over everything right now. That is admittedly a lot of grenades to get that banana control, but it's on the T side right now. And they're going to try to fall away. So I wonder if they wanted to use this for a mid attack, they're going to have to do it fairly quickly. But it can be done. It's not a bad idea. Still 3 people here, though.
I'm a little worried that that was intended to be some sort of a fake, but okay, they have started to pull a rotation away from Kaude. This is great timing from HSG. They've kind of mollied themselves off here, but they still have the space to work with. And the last 2 players in towards this A site are in a tricky spot. They can play off of one another, but all of the space in the world for HSG, they're completely uncontested. Now they can pincer in towards the site. It's a beautiful, beautiful exec, but BB is just better. 4 kills for her. She basically single-handedly, yes, single-handedly locks down this site. Everything was going so well, and BB just went, nah.
That is an absurd masterclass from BB, you love to see it. Very, very exposed. You basically set it up for us. You're right. That could have gone wrong 10 different ways. I think 3 players were swinging here from the library, but look at this absolute maniac. The drop down and then the final engagement here. An ace from BB to begin with. Look at it.
Monster's trying to, like, shake her soul loose.
Yeah.
And poor Emmy, bro. Like, Emmy's like, I didn't do anything. Why did I die?
I was just a distraction in that one. Olga trying to see if she can get the entry, but she ran through the flames into the HG and ultimately into the AK-47 of Goose Breeder on the other side. So she's going to be dead before she can have much of an impact there. So, FlyQuest red. It's a good start to this round, although I say that Bibian caught with an HG or a smoke in hand, so it's going to be back to a 4 versus 4.
And trades generally do favor your Ts, so HSG aren't going to be terribly upset with that one. You can see now FlyQuest really have to spread themselves quite thin. There's going to be a reinforcement towards A for now. Vanessa holding down B by herself. And, I mean, she's been pretty stalwart throughout this series, particularly on that first map. So there's a bit of confidence in leaving her there and waiting for that call to come through. But I like that HSG have completely slowed this down, playing that information starve. Don't give the game away.
She has a Molotov that I think she's thinking about throwing out. She's another smoke as well, Vanessa. And Goose Breeder is starting to get there, so yeah. All right, she's going to put that down preemptively to try to extend this wall a little bit so she can swing around it. It could be a good play. She's going to get the headshot against Leo, and now she's really hard to find back here. They're going to have to spend a lot of time that they don't really have hunting her down. You can see it's getting uncomfortable. Backup is here as well. Goose Breeder and a teammate running through through. It's Emmy to go down, though. Goose can't get the spray through, and suddenly it's looking like a one round here. Kaude was very, very far away. That looked like that retake was going to really work out, because I think Vanessa played it well enough. She gets the headshot, and she makes herself hard to find. Though it's what you want. You buys time for the rest of the team to get there, but they just couldn't get the kills.
There's some great confidence from FlyQuest in that one. They really just threw themselves into it, into the thick of it, trying to play around those smokes. And while they do get a hell of a lot done, Vanessa getting that first kill as the exec starting to come through, it opens up a lot of space for them. But unfortunately now Kaude, so much to get done all on her own, and it's damn near impossible. So props to HSG, despite the overwhelming amount of utility that was being thrown at them and FlyQuest just kind of throwing their bodies at them, they managed to kind of maintain, keep their cool, and trade back and keep that control.
Yeah, I mean, the rotation for the beginning of it was good. I think it's possible Kaude could have made a way down the middle a little bit sooner as well, and maybe could have tried to retake from that earlier on, but it's all in the past now. HSG, 3-1 in the lead here. The money on FlyQuest Red, not looking that great. MP9 being picked up a 5-7 on Kaude, and it's BBR moving forward. Interesting position, but you need your teammate behind you to stay alive. Otherwise, you're very compromised. So Emmy has to come out with a victory here against Leo. And then it can work out. All right, masking the drop down there is Leo, so you can't necessarily hear the footsteps. Hazel patiently waiting on this side. It's a 3-player setup at the B-bomb side, though.
It's a good installment here, waiting to see if there's a rotation that you can catch off guard, the attempt at the flank to come through. But now Olga, a nice elevated position. Leo to hold the high-low. And it's beautiful spray down. Yes, Leo will lose her life, but HSG get the advantage. And Hazel, the insertion pays off. She gets hers. Bomb's moving away. It's running straight towards Emmy. Do they know that Emmy slipped through the needle? They don't! Emmy! Only good for one, though. If she gets the double there, it's massive. But unfortunately, she can't get it done. Goose is the last one left alive. And while HSG haven't planted yet...
They know where she is. There's no question, right?
Yeah.
They don't have to think about it. That's a really, really great position on top of the half wall. It's a cool little visual for how much you can dodge the flashbang, because they did flash over from FlyQuest Red's side, right? So a flashbang and a double push, but at the top of the roof there, just covering her enough that she's going to be able to get that kill. So super well done. That's a nice position, and obviously with a lurk waiting for BBR to move forward on the other side. That was about it. So good job, good strategy. HSG off to a really, really fine start here. Again, they're playing the T side of Inferno. It could be a fairly even map, this one now, but with this kind of a beginning, I mean, they're doing all the work they need to at the front of the half here.
Yeah, so far, so good. And it makes you wonder. I mean, FlyQuest looked pretty good on Dust the other day. And you start to wonder, well, maybe they should have let that come through, and instead of the Inferno pick, because Inferno, like, no one's really wanted to play Inferno since CS2 released, right? It's been like the bane of every team's existence.
Yeah. Up until now, where they changed Vertigo.
Yeah, yeah, I'm okay with that.
That's the new hated map.
I didn't think you could make Vertigo worse, I'll be honest.
I haven't even tried to play it yet, so I don't even know what it's like, but I mean, obviously it's been avoided like the plague in this particular tournament, so I don't know if that's necessarily because it's bad. It could just be that nobody's had a time to really crack on it, so nobody wants to risk it, but I'll see. I'll make an edgy tweet at some point with my predictions on that map. We'll see what happens.
I look forward to it.
Yeah, you got to for social media engagement. Look at this. That flashbang just did absolutely nothing to her on the half wall. So good job. Emmy maybe could have changed around with a double kill there, but it is the MP9. And now they are back to very little. I do like this 3 HE setup. Going to be trying to bombard the bottom of it as they blow up Olga. Those are some effective grenades. Pushing them towards top mid, in fact. Goose Breeder is here. Flashing their way through. She turns around for it. It couldn't have been any better. Xiaowu going down. And look at the reposition here for Goose Breeder. She knows she has to get out of there as they're coming out of the apartments behind her. It's just down to GFI. And Goose Breeder's walking up behind. They've got her pretty much locked in here.
It's a bit of an egregious round from HSG, all things considered. We'll at least get a plant down, but I mean, by rights, this should have been their round. It was theirs to lose, and looks like lose it they may just do. Goose has got a great angle on the smoke here. So as soon as GFI shows face, what a flick! What a save from GFI! She's just better.
That is remarkable. It's helped by the fact that Gooseberry is very low on health. You could see her exhale at the end here. That meant a lot, and that could very, very well be the kind of round that dictates how this first half is going to go for the rest of it. There was a chance here, and it was well done. 3 HEs to the bottom of Banana. They blew up Olga, and then they pushed them into Gooseberry, who was ready to get a couple of kills. Like, it was all very well orchestrated from FlyQuest Red's point of view, but look at this. Excitement across the board. HSG ready to try and see if they can take down FlyQuest Red for a third time. That would make it, I think, personal. You lose to the same team 3 times in a row. That's not going to feel good.
Yeah, a bit of a rough one for sure. And I mean, let's face it, right? Globally, stereotypically, Asia is not considered a particularly strong region in CS.
True.
So I think if you have that mentality, if you're like a fan of FlyQuest, maybe you start thinking like, oh, what the hell, man. But I must say, teams like HSG, you know, they really show that Asian CS is on the up and up.
They're putting in really great work. They surely are. Olga seems to have been the missing piece to really bring them to the next level. But she's not doing it on her own, right? Different moments we've had. Xiaowu playing well. I think Leo on the first day had some really great games as well. So, yeah, they're all doing it at the moment. It's BBR with a sneaky position, and Leo was not ready for it. Tries to fall back into the pit, but going to be found by the AK of Xiaowu once again. Emmy, good couple of shots, but she just didn't have any more bullets. Now it's Vanessa showing up, and that spray maybe takes a second too long. She's not ready for Olga. What a player to be up against in a 1 versus 2. I'd be worried if I was on the FlyQuest Red side. You don't want to underestimate her here. Gets the headshot on 1, almost gets the pre-fire, but Cowday with an important shot of that AWP.
Listen, the timing on that swing was a little terrifying. Cowday misses the shot, runs back, the swing comes through from bottom bracket, but it's a bit delayed, and I'm like, oh man. And then that person dies, but Cowday's swing is good. As much as that her position is known and Olga knows that she needs to readjust, Cowday's shot is good. And that clutches the round for them. So well done, well coordinated there. And for the first time in this map, HSG starting to look a little bit shaky. Not in terms of their play, but in terms of their buy. 3 Tech 9s and 2 AKs, it's not ideal by any measure, and losing this round puts them in some seriously bad positions.
Yeah, you hope that is a conversation that's going on in the background of FlyQuest Red, is that, you know what, it's so close all the time. Like, their money can't be that great. We just need basically 2 victories in a row. We had one of them now. If we get the other one, we're back in the game, and it's going to open up again. Flash through his Goose Breeder. I think she ran into another flashbang on the other side, so still wins the fight. Xiaowu was blind forever, basically. Double flashed outside, so just unable to see even a single thing there. Olga dropped a little bit low. Good chance. Stealing a Tech 9 as Goose Breeder as she retreats back into the B bomb site. And they are rotating over there. They're kind of anticipating that this will be a switch up into the A bomb site. We'll see if HSG are going to fall for it or if they will redouble their efforts towards B.
And they have so many of these avenues covered, FlyQuest. So no matter where HSG decide to push into, if they head towards that A site, it's covered. However, we're heading back towards Banana. Olga's garnered a lot of space for herself here. If she can get the kill onto Goose, it's a free site, but it's going to have to be perfect. Goose now with a great reposition, and Olga caught with her back turned. Goose Breeder slips through the smoke. She's completely circumvented them. They've made their way in on towards the site. Cowday is going to be good for 1, and then the rotation to come through, but this is damn near impossible. GFI, she's had some amazing moments so far, but while she can get Goose, she can't get much more.
That is Goose Breeder bringing out the big brain plays here. She decides to, one, she has the smoke timing down perfectly. She underhands it, she doesn't throw too far, and there is a flash coming through on the other side. Now, if she falls back from her own smoke, so if she underhands the smoke and backpedals, she's going to eat that flash and die. But instead, she pushes forward, which means the flashbang coming from this side does nothing, and she's ready to catch the kill on Olga. Then she pushes there. Like, everything about this was absolutely pitch perfect. That is a sick round from Goose Breeder. And they know it as well. No bomb plant either. So now there's no money left on the HSG side. That could easily be series changing right here. Remember, it's the final map of the series, elimination on the line, and Goose Breeder with that play, that could be what revitalizes the team here. It's Emmy getting a kill. Leo goes down early, but there is a lot of pressure, and she doesn't have any backup there. Deep breath here for FlyQuest Red. Whatever happens, you cannot lose this round.
Already started to send in the reinforcements. Obviously, Emmy will have called, listen, guys, there's a whole lot of action coming up straight through. Bracket Goose Breeder, she literally just holds down M1, and she gets 3. Now, of course, she will get traded out. GFI is going to be good for 2 for her own, but it's 2 versus 1, and that completely clears out the rotation towards this B site. So at the very least, we are going to get that bomb planted. 1 versus 2 is going to be tough by any measure. She's got a little bit of that util to work with, but there's no smoke, nothing to really cover her and to hide her and to play around. So it's going to be incredibly difficult to hold this, to hold off against not only BBon, but the AWP of K-Day.
Gotta wonder if you want to throw away that AWP in this kind of a retake. Yeah, you're not going to get through that one. Smoke going down. She's got an HG as well. They might be running straight into that grenade. Already a lot of pressure and a lot of time off the clock here. They run right into GFI. Oh, it's BBon to save the day. If she doesn't get that, it would have been a disaster. They worked so hard, and Goose Breeder got that massive spray down. But it will be FlyQuest Red to pick up the round and started to claw their way back into this game. This is turning into a really, really close affair.
If GFI had gotten that, that would have been her second 1v2 clutch, which would have been phenomenal. But it was a great swing from BB to just ensure that they can maintain that control. Goose Breeder basically salvages the round there. Of course, the last 2 players left alive, you're in that position. You're like, yeah, we should probably win this, but they're not in that position if Goose doesn't get a 3-person spray down there. She has been lights out for this entire series. A phenomenal performance from her. But it's going to be a little bit more. They haven't quite evened out the scoreline just yet. And of course, HSG haven't given up the Ghost. And Goose will eat so much damage.
Oh.
Nope, just gone, dead, finished. It was risky, and yeah.
I mean, unfortunately, on both sides of the map, that is kind of the nature of playing that banana position. Sometimes you're gonna have rounds like that where you just get grenaded down and you can't really do anything. So it was Goose's turn. Now Emmy taking a peek just to see what's going on here. An absolutely pivotal round, this one, for the game. 4-5 the scoreline right now. HSG with a 1-round lead. Hazel, gotta be careful. Underhands a flashbang, trying to get through the smoke. She actually trades places. I don't think they know. BBon, how much of a hero can she be in this position? They might suspect it. Kind of looks like Hazel is looking for it down in the pit, so there might not be a chance for BBon to do that much. It would have been sick to see her walk out, but the truth is they don't have a lot of money in the bank either, so they're not going to go for the play. They're instead going to say, okay, we'll surrender the round, we'll give you a 6th round, but then we'll try and fight for the last 2. I can kind of respect it. It makes sense. It would have been fun to see if she could have caught Hazel off guard there. That's 1 kill and just a nice take of the A-bomb side.
Yeah, forcing a 4-person save off the back of that. HSG going to be happy with that one. Bit of a rough one for FlyQuest, all things considered. HSG have done a really good job of staying dynamic. I've got to hand it to them. There we go, BB, the insertion, pays off for the first, tries to get a second. Oh, runs out of bullets. Great timing from GFI there, but BB will eventually lose her life. So the save isn't as strong as FlyQuest would have wanted. It's still okay. They can still rebuy into this. They're still going to have a decent round on this, but losing this puts them on 7-4, and it's the last round of the half. And their money is going to be in a tight spot.
Yeah, it's getting kind of down to the wire now, isn't it? You can feel the pressure is starting to mount here. 6-4 is the scoreline. 11th round is coming up. We'll see. They don't have a lot of cash in the bank after this one. Again, the grenades for HSG working pretty well early on. It's putting Cowday down at about half health. And exchanging more smokes over there on Banana. Leo looking to get the swing. She had the right idea. You could see she was pre-aiming that position, but somehow it's the SMG that come out on top, and Hazel pushed a little bit further back. Friendly Molotov there. 4 versus 5, and again, I think for FlyQuest Red, it's kind of important to get the last couple of rounds here. Nicely done, Hazel.
Hazel's been a demon. That swing onto Cowday and managing to get the kill as well. But it's great from Emmy after getting that kill, being able to retreat and not losing a life because there was a second player up there. It's these small kind of micro things that are making the difference. We're down to a 4 versus 4 here. Emmy's picked up the AWP.
Look at the rotation coming in.
Yeah, they're getting ready for it.
Starting to get there. You're right. Emmy on the AWP, a grenade to go through. It does a lot more damage. And it's Gooseberry to pick up the first one, but Xiaowu comes back into the round. Okay, 30 seconds left, but through the smoke, Gooseberry is going to be able to find GFI. No bomb plant allowed for just yet. Emmy started to get there as well. She's trying, and she almost gets Hazel. She knows these angles so well. A third go-around, a third attempt at the bomb plant. They finally get it planted here. Could Emmy find the flashbang? No, they're not going to try. They're going to wait for the smoke to fade. Emmy on the one side, Goose Breeder on the other. Again, everything is riding on this here. For FlyQuest Red, they needed the peek is out, and Goose Breeder goes down. It's a cleanup. It's Xiaowu with a 4 kill at the end of the round.
Xiaowu, man. She's very quickly becoming my favorite player on HSG. She is phenomenal, and I feel like what's really getting to FlyQuest right now is a little bit of impatience when they start to push out, right? Like you can see at the end of the round there, they are patient, they wait for the smoke to clear, they hold those angles, they're trying to, you know, flush out those last 2 players. But when they're going in for the, to kind of stop the plant entirely, it's a little bit messy. And they don't have as many sightlines as they'd like, and they end up getting punished for it.
The SMGs are out. That is kind of the power of them. The run and gun potential. The MP9 will hunt down Olga. And now they're being forced. I don't think this is a choice right now. HSG are just saying, okay, we lost Banana so heavily. Let's just go quickly towards the A-bomb site. And maybe there won't be enough defense here. This BB great headshots coming out with a 5-7, shutting down Leo and Xiaowu as well. It's Cow Day staying alive right now. It's all that matters. The backup is coming. Just 5 more seconds, and they'll be there coming through the smoke. Hazel will pick up one, but it's just the force of players here. It's way too many. And it's FlyQuest Red winning the final round, making it a 5-7 half at the end of it.
Close the window, lock the door so we don't have nowhere to go. Feel the rhythm through your body. Let your soul out, I won't tell nobody else. You feel the heat, such chemistry with your energy. It's feeling me. Is it really you? 'Cause it's real to me. Oh, so please don't stop. Forget my impulse, I just like you. It's not often a stranger gets me this high. I'm in limbo, trapped inside you, and I'm not coming out. You feel the heat, such chemistry with your energy. It's feeling me. Is it really you? 'Cause it's real to me. So please don't stop. Like California love, let's go lay out in the sun, then go party in the dark like the day will never
Well, a slightly ridiculous pistol round and a great anchor from BB to bring us to a 5-7 half. It was looking like it was going to be 8-4, but somehow FlyQuest managed to sneak out that last round. Now we switch sides, and FlyQuest get an opportunity to make a go of this CT, or the T side.
Well, it's going to come down to this pistol round. I think that's going to be really important. Again, they've been struggling with the nerves, that stage presence. They have to power through. I think winning the pistol here for FlyQuest Red would be massive. And they have quite a bit of utility. I do like this passive setup at the beginning on the T side because it is pretty popular for the CTs to be very aggressive, either on banana or even through middle sometimes. So give them some space, see if anything's happening. You could see that it's not. I wonder where they're going to go. Double smoke, you could definitely try and see if you can pop out of the apartments with this kind of a play. But they're still angling for it. Olga, the only one defending B at the moment. And here we go, 3 people into apartments. It does look like they want to try and end up in the pit, but they need to get past Leo first. They've already got 4 people here, HSG. This could be a strong defense.
Leo only spotting 1. It's difficult to get a read off of that, but that's okay, because she'll just swing out, she'll get a kill. She is killed by a flying BB, and as HSG try to get some control over brackets, they lose so many of their players. Now Olga has to rotate back, bring back some of these numbers, try to get some sort of an advantage here. Vanessa's playing all the way tucked in on site. It's a really classic position, but it sets up a perfect potential crossfire. There's no one there to back her up. Both Olga and GFI get theirs. And Goose is the last one left alive. This has to be perfect. It has to be snappy. It's planted for her. She's backing away. She's trying to burn out the time. She knows there's no kit on board. Timing is not on HSG's side. And if she just holds the line a little bit longer, she will lose her life, but she'll win the round.
Yeah, very, very well played. You've got to give it to her. Back on trying to get the defuse, but without the kit, as you can tell, not going to be enough time for that one. Potentially a bit scary. I mean, it was a great smoke being thrown for the retake there in the 2 versus 3. It isolates one of the players inside of the bomb site. If they had a defuse kit, I dare say they probably do win that round, but not going to be the case. So well played at the end. Finally, a pistol round that goes the way of FlyQuest Red. They've been hunting for it for a long time, and you can tell there for the coach on the HSG side, he knows too. He's feeling a little bit of pressure all of a sudden. Goose Breeder back on top of the scoreboard on her team. It's 14-10. It's BBR behind her at 12-10. The 2 of them combining for a really, really great series so far. How much could they get done now? I think generally they've been playing better on the T sides overall. Yeah. So maybe there's something to fight for here.
And BB and Emmy have been doing so good at opening up so many of these rounds. It's consistently winning out those opening duels, giving them the space that they need, the numbers advantage, and it's helped them to stay in this game. Sure, the clutch moments are important, but having that player advantage, knowing that you don't have to scramble for stability, makes a huge difference. As now FlyQuest going to start inching over towards this B site. There's a lot of util coming through here. GFI has to be aware of it, but rotations haven't been pulled yet.
Yeah, I mean, either way, it's probably not going to make much of a difference. Even if you rotate, like you're hoping that it's a fake. It's just a Mac 10 you've heard. You're hoping it's looking to walk into the A bomb side, but probably you're going to lose this round anyway. So could be fun to hunt down Vanessa though. If you get the Galil, that's kind of worth it. But she's got some backup in Emmy, who's just dropping them on the other side. Xiaowu's got a Zeus available if anyone is in within range. Doesn't really look like that's going to happen at this point.
Great presence of mind from Vanessa to just chill back towards the T-spawn and wait for the cross to come through. And there you go, expecting the wraparound, and Xiaowu will get nothing done. There was a world in which I saw Xiaowu swing around the corner and get a Zeus kill, but maybe not that corner.
We're not getting them anymore.
We were waiting for it, man. We were hoping. We're getting Novas, but we're not getting Zeus kills. It's just...
Yeah, they need to change it back somehow. I don't know. It's one of those weird gimmicks where it's like it's either overpowered or it's never used. Like I think it has to be one or the other. So I guess it's better that it's not overpowered. That does change the game a little bit too much. Well, would you look at that? We are in a 7-7 scoreline. It's a tied game for the final map in this Group A elimination matchup. It all comes down to this. FlyQuest Red I expect some big celebrations if they're able to take this one away. They have a score to settle. Cow they holding the same position. It's very hard to flash from inside of the B bomb site. One goes over. Flash does next to nothing, but she still can't win the fight there. Gooseberry the one to pick it up instead. So the position was fine, but unable to quite land the shot when she needed to. Now it's a 4 versus 4.
Nice push through from Leo. Gets right up close and personal, but they're not going to push this just yet. Let the round breathe for a moment. As FlyQuest wait to see where they can garner a bit of space, see if HSG push out, see if they make a mistake, see if they can capitalize. And here already Gooseberry just going to start pushing in. Didn't realize that Leo had pushed up. It was a great call from Leo. Beautiful positioning. And that means, I mean, that was the exploratory mission. The mission failed, and the bomb's going to start heading over towards A. It did pull a bit of attention over towards B, but without any sort of a push coming through, HSG should be aware that, yes, the rotation has come through. They're going to start pushing towards A, but they're doing a great job of holding it down either way. With only 2 players left here, it seems unlikely for FlyQuest to even get the bomb down.
Yeah. Oh, maybe! BB on with the spin around, but backup is there. Oh, if GFI hadn't been there at that moment, I think at least they would have got a bomb planted. Vanessa, there's still a lot to win here if you get the bomb planted. Again, the extra cash is going to be helping out. She fakes it once, ready to fight now. 4 seconds left, she can't plant the bomb any longer. Oh, it's a second too late. Leo's going to make a run of it. They're going to lose the round to time, but my God, I thought Vanessa was going to be able to save that round. Okay, that's still... It kind of sucks they run out of time, but you know what? That is still a very expensive round here. That's going to hurt the CT side so much.
Down to the wire. A lot of damage done at the very least, you know, keeping things very close, keeping them competitive, keeping that money down as much as possible. But, yeah, without winning that round, it is heartbreak. But at least it's not like on our previous maps where you had this insane differential that you somehow had to overcome.
Yeah, that's true. No, it's a very open game still. And I think the fact that that CT side... Sure, they win that round, but surviving one player in a round like that, it's not necessarily going to feel that great. Bit of a timeout here. Notes are being looked over. If you have anything left here, now is the time to really step up. I mean, you look at it now, FlyQuest are actually almost better. They're better equipped in this round than HSG are, in spite of the fact that HSG won the round. So that's kind of it's a classic scenario, really. Nice grenade down the middle. Vivian feeling the pain, and Gooseberry running into some explosives of her own.
Good early banana control posturing. They've managed to get themselves into a nice spot here. Goose already low on HP, but somehow manages to best Olga and slip away with her life intact. That's a great opener for them. Again, HSG are super calm, super collected. They don't make a move.
That's the kind of trick that you need to win a game like this. This is so important, right? They had the flash over the half wall, the instant boost up, and they were ready to catch that kill on Olga. And of all the players you could take down, I mean, getting rid of Olga has got to be just a huge deal at the moment. GFI almost caught. Vanessa's going to get the kill on the Xiao Wu, and now this bomb site started to crumble. Hazel on the one side with the FAMAS doing so much damage, but she's only got 9 bullets left here. Hard to keep on the fight. GFI's been smoked up towards this library position. 3 versus 2 still, as they do get rid of Hazel, so it's doable. 30 seconds, you can run back to the B bomb site, but you have to make up your mind. You've got to commit to a position right now. If they run back B, it looks like they're going to make their way. Oh, and they put another smoke up. That's going to sell it. HSG, they're going to see that smoke, and they're going to think, okay, we're sticking here. We want to check out this A bomb site. Great play from FlyQuest.
HSG are trying to kind of get that information. They finally realize, damn it, they got us. Bomb will get planted, and now they have to try to retake this, and it's tough. FlyQuest have some solid positions for themselves. They held on to that molly, so it's going to slow things down even more for HSG. And yes, this is the call to just back out and play for the next round, because Cash is not on their side.
That's 2 grenades making a big difference. Obviously, the smoke to sell the idea that they were still at the A-bomb site, and the Molotov at the end to really slow down that potential retake. So really well done. And again, retaking any of the banana or any of the Inferno bomb sites is just generally quite hard. So you see in a 2-on-3 like this, it's not uncommon for people to just get out of there. FlyQuest Red up to 8 rounds now. They keep it going, tying up the game once again. And now you have to remember that CT economy is completely busted from the earlier 1 versus 1. So they don't have the money to keep this going. They're going to save a couple of rifles. That's great, but they're not in a great position.
I love that FlyQuest have definitely kind of stepped it up as a team. Look, Kaude is having a quieter day today. It must be noted, right? We're used to her being far more explosive. But the rest of the team have really kind of stepped up to counteract that slight deficit, right? Everyone can have a bad day. You can ask the players themselves, they'll tell you it happens all the time. And the fact that the rest of the team can rally behind her and make up for that is fantastic. HSG, on the other hand, everybody is like firing on all cylinders. They're trying so hard, but on this map, I mean, it worked out perfectly for them on Anubis. They managed to bring it back. They were so strong. But here on Inferno, it really is anyone's game. And I think that there's a point where you feel like you had it in your hand and it starts to slip away. Yeah. And that gets in your head.
Well, FlyQuest Red know all about that.
Yeah.
But maybe HSG going to have a similar feeling here. Bit of a boost in the back. This is actually quite interesting. We'll see. Can Olga find the shot she can? Now, Goosebreeder's going to know that there's 2 people in the back of the bomb site. So that's a little bit of extra information, but still, can they make their way out? The rifle's on the other side. Oh, Bibian, this is scary. She's going to get caught. M4 still playing for it. Around the corner they go. Leo's going to pick up an AK and take down Kaude, and suddenly it's a 2 versus 4. They only had 2 rifles coming into this, but a little bit of clever positioning at the B bomb site, and they basically forced them into this A execute. Now it's Emmy actually pushing through the smoke and getting rid of GFI. Emmy back at it again. She's trying to save this round. What's required here is an ace clutch for Emmy, and they know exactly where she's got. Almost no time left. Looking for the bomb. Where on earth is it? I think she finally picked it up. Getting 1 more kill against Leo. Can you guess where Olga's coming from? It could be anywhere. She's got no clue. 8 seconds left. Oh, she's behind the box. Just planted the bomb here. Can she get the AK out in time? Ready to see if she can clutch this. It would be maybe one of the best clutches of her career if she can find a headshot. Reload's coming in. Olga's on the other side. Emmy, bullets into the barrel they go. She's looking for it. Oh my God, and she gets it at the end. The ace clutch. Bring your FlyQuest Red 1 step closer.
Yeah, let us hear you, FlyQuest fans. We see you, Steph. We see you. What a great round from Emmy. Unbelievable. I'll be honest, that smoke was like 10 years too late.
Yeah, probably.
But
probably was.
I mean, this ring around the rosy from Emmy, what a showing from her. We've had some great clutch moments from a lot of these FlyQuest ladies. They're not ready to go home just yet. And HSG, I mean, they came into that with next to nothing. They didn't even think they were going to do well in that round. They kept it so competitive. But they would have loved to have just clutched that one away.
Whew, that should get people fired up. Emmy back in contention now for that MVP candidate. If they can pull through and win this one, still Goosebreeder is at 17 and 12, so they got a couple of different players that are playing well at the moment here. 9-8 the scoreline. This is the kind of third map that you're looking for, right? Mm-hmm. We're deciding who gets to go on and who gets knocked out of the tournament, so you want it to be this close.
All right. A full stack heading up Banana. FlyQuest have already confirmed themselves the control here. It's 5 versus 2, with HSG having yet to call a rotation across from the A site. This is the perfect moment to make it happen. Util to come through, and now they're going to push out towards the site. Will that impatience be the death of them? No, actually, it's Olga. Vanessa, however, will finally get the 2 that were holding out on this site for so long. Bomb's going to get planted, but it needed to be cleaner. A 3 versus 2 retake pronged in from both directions. This is more than doable for HSG.
Yes, it is, but I do kind of like this proactive play. Coming in towards the church instead. They're trying to look for the kills here. Kaude, a lot of damage early on. Slowly chipping away of GFI, but that bomb is already ticked so far. They have the kits on the other side, but... oh, the swing here. GFI, she's surely dead. Defuse is on the other side. I don't think they've heard yet. No one's checking for it. I think they just were too far away to hear that defuse happening, so it's going to be another round for HSG as they tie up the game in reverse. But you know what? Again, the problem is it's another round where they only have 1 player alive. It's costing them so much.
It is wild that FlyQuest can come from a round where they clutch it out. But bearing in mind, the round where that Emmy clutched so massively should never have gone that way to begin with. FlyQuest are showing some serious cracks, some serious chinks in the armor.
Yeah.
This round, another example, 5 versus 2. Olga with a 3-person spray down, and eventually Vanessa manages to get it done. But the 3v2 retake is almost impossible. Plus the slip through ships in the night to get the ninja defuse. FlyQuest are just really starting to scramble a bit. However, with a bit more patience here, Goose will get that opening kill of the round. She'll take a bit of damage for it, but they'll take that numbers advantage.
That's essentially job done for Goose in the round. Getting 1 entry on Banana, you've done what you needed to do as the entry on that position. She could do more, then, you know, more power to her, but essentially, it's mission accomplished from her point of view. Now, the question is, can they make a call behind this? Can they come up with something to put this together? We're so close to the finish line here for both sides. HSG looking to establish some real dominance over FlyQuest Red here in the battle between these two teams. And FlyQuest Red looking to get out from under. Look at the sneak down the middle here. It's BBN on the other side with the MAC-10. She sees it coming. It's pretty good. Got to remember, at least 1 or 2 of them don't have any head armor, so you got to be really careful about that. Emmy caught off guard, not quite ready for it in the middle. It's a bit of a trade going back and forth, but still a 2 versus 3 now as Goose gets 1 and Vanessa pushing up behind her. Pressure is on, and Hazel was not ready for it. She thought she was going to have to fight in the middle. Now it's Olga on her own.
Talk about chaos. No one knew where to look. No one was in a predictable position. It was just absolute madness. But now it's Olga left in the clutch. 1 versus 2. If anyone can do it, it will be this Brazilian superstar to get the double kill and the easiest defuse of her life.
I wish you would have seen FlyQuest Red at the end here engage less with Olga and just try and get the information about where she was. Then they could have tried to fall back, but they're powered on by a little bit of confidence, and it is hard to figure out because obviously, I mean, sure, the desk also taught about it, is the difference between playing to win and playing not to lose. And sometimes you don't necessarily want to play hide and seek, you want to just fight to win, to end the round. But the problem is Olga is such a talent. And this time, I mean, she shows it. Like, she's supremely confident as well. She knew exactly what she was doing there. So a really good job. And that means, again, it's down to another 1vx, right? They're barely scraping through here, HSG, but they are winning some of these important rounds.
I think for both of these two teams, it very much is scraping through by the skin of their teeth. These rounds have stopped looking clean.
Yeah.
It's constantly scrappy, constantly tooth and nail. The hero plays that need to come out to just get them across that finish line, get that number ticking up. For either of these two teams, the win is going to come down to who can keep it clean. Unfortunately, with HSG hitting the double-digit mark and having some money in their back pocket, FlyQuest down onto pistols, this is a dangerous spot for FlyQuest to be in. Now, we do have the Tech 9s on board, so we might see some of that early aggression to come through, but no, my disappointment once more. I haven't seen a Tech 9 rush in so long.
No, and they are still pretty viable, to be honest. Like, they can definitely work. I guess if Gooseberry had found a way through there, then maybe that's exactly what they wanted to do. Maybe looking to see if they can change it up in the middle instead. 1 round lead. Great incendiary grenade to slow them down. I think they're hearing some of the pistols on the other side, so I think that they're probably no on HSG. Hopefully there's a call come out on this round saying, you know what, be careful, just don't get overrun. That's the only thing that can't happen. So have some counter nades out, be ready to throw some flashes, some Molotovs in to really slow them. And this should be possible here. Leo, let's go over a couple of bullets. There's Olga, might be a little bit late with the Molotov, but at the end it should be fine. And they're going to be able to clean up this round. Leo and Olga is a good crossfire.
Well, we wanted a clean round. It finally happened. All it took was FlyQuest running out of money.
That does make things easier, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
Helps out a lot. But even more importantly, speaking of money, it's a round that finally HSG actually have a lot of money out of it. So I think things just got way more tricky. Apart from the fact that we're nearing the end of the half here and maybe the end of the series, that extra bit of cash on the CT side is huge.
Opting not to spend much of a reinvest in here. Obviously, you want to make sure that you've still got some of that cash to go forward. You could risk it, but not worth it, particularly with how close these rounds have been. The FlyQuest need to try to take advantage of that. Unfortunately, they are severely lacking in utility. They've already tossed out a ton of it to kind of fake banana control. So now they have very little left for the actual execute 2 smokes. Nope, 1 smoke. 1 has just been dropped. You're going to see it drop there towards library. 1 flash to be used here as well. They do push GFI off of a position, but unfortunately Goose running straight through the smoke does get taken out. So now numbers advantage for HSG.
Really big attempt to make a play there for Goose Breeder. I totally understand what she's going for. She's been the tip of the spear for the team, and she knows if she can open up that archway position, then they can basically collapse on the A bomb side. But when she goes down instead, it does leave them in a weird position. I will say this though, GFI and Leo are both a little bit tagged up, so this round is not done yet. Oh, okay, that might have been a really, really important kill to get there. Now the pressure is on. We're down under 40 seconds. If they want to go back to B, they have to make up their minds right now, but time is running out on this one. 3-player setup at the A bomb site, 2 at B. They just put up a smoke over at the B bomb site, so I think it has to be A. This is going to have to be a really spectacular round for FlyQuest if they want to get this one back.
The exec comes through here, the util across Hazel's position. This has been such a good spot for both teams throughout the tournament, and it pays off so incredibly well for FlyQuest. Out of the frying pan, straight into the fire. It's an absolute meat blender, and they just cannot get it done. It's another round for HSG, and it's map and series point.
They've got there, they've managed to overtake them. FlyQuest Red at one point looked like they had enough. I thought with that Emmy ace clutch, that was going to propel them onto the next level, but they just haven't quite been able to make it here. Now look what they have to fight with. 3 Mac 10s, 2 Galils. This is really scrappy. They need 3 rounds in a row to get this one into overtime. And on the HSG side, they've got a lot more to work with. What a hard game to win now.
Nigh on impossible. We need more of those heroics to come through. It's been a theme for FlyQuest, particularly on this map. One player that needs to step up, that needs to make the difference. And with the buy that they have available here, that becomes even more of a necessity. So we'll start to see them take some of this bracket space. They'll start pushing up towards library. GFI is standing ready and waiting. The first shots to come through to eliminate BBR, and now they know this is where it's happening. GFI to follow it up with a second, and somehow FlyQuest cannot get anything done. They're in their own heads, and all that's left is Vanessa with a Mac 10. The HE to come through to chunk her down to half HP. A 1 versus 5 clutch is what it will take with less than a minute to get it done.
It's a grotesque turnaround there from Xiao Wu to be able to get, especially that second kill. That was out of this world. The Molotovs coming in as well. GFI slowing them down with that grenade. I don't think there's anything Vanessa could do. She's going to get shut down, and it'll be HSD. They do it once again, taking down FlyQuest Red. It's becoming a real grudge match between these two teams, and they just can't get it over the line here. They have it all lined up for them, FlyQuest Red. They know what they're doing. They have the lead at one point, and they just can't quite get there.
I will admit, this is the best iteration of FlyQuest.